Skittles.
And we say good evening to you from Bay Memorial Stadium in Bay Village, Ohio. Good evening, everybody. It is round number 1 of the playoffs as we are on the road with the Defiance Bulldogs. They battle the Bay Rockets here tonight. Welcome to our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. I am Josh Bush alongside Brent Routon. And, well, Brent, I love the trip over here. It was good to see a lot of traffic coming in. And, boy, I tell you what, the stadium's filling up nicely. A lot of blue, a lot of white, a lot of red even.
Yeah, definitely is.
A couple of blue and whites here tonight.
That's right. Yeah, teams look definitely alike. I walked out there before and said, they got blue uniforms. Boy, I hope. Okay, we got our whites. Yep, our road unis. Thank God.
You were confused for a minute, weren't you?
I was confused.
Well,
so, yeah, but going to be a great game. Definitely think so. Good matchup. Teams that are evenly matched up.
I'll tell you what, we're at the end of October. I can ask for what I would say would be a more perfect weather night out here for some high school football, for some playoff football.
Yeah.
The weather is right, and beautiful facilities here at Bay Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, great hospitality from the staff and everybody here, and the facilities, like you said, the field looks tremendous. These guys seem to really do it right and welcomed all of us from Defiance in, so hats off to them and hats off to everybody involved, and look forward to having a great game.
Well, we're just a little bit away from kickoff here, about 26 minutes, in fact, away from kickoff here in the Division III Region 10 matchup between Defiance and Bay Rockets. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll start to break down these two teams. We're going to talk to the coaches, Travis Cooper at Defiance and Ron Rutt at Bay. That's all to come on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right here on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. We are live from Bay Memorial Stadium here in Bay Village, Ohio, on the shores of Lake Erie here.
We are.
Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls on in this Division III Region 10 matchup between the Bulldogs and the Rockets. Well, let's talk about the Defiance Bulldogs here, Brent. They come in with a record of 7-3. They finished 6-3 in the Western Buckeye League for third-year head coach Travis Cooper, who has a career record of 90-59, 17-15 here at Defiance. And they come off a strong Western Buckeye League run. A league this year that was full of playoff teams for one, and a lot of great competition.
Yeah, it really was. We talk about it a lot, but getting the parity within the league, and it makes for a lot of fun games every single week. And Defiance ran through that tough schedule and, did fairly well. Had a couple one-point losses. Obviously had a big loss to Salina late in the year, but were able to rebound last week against Ottawa Glandorf, get a win to go into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum.
Well, for Defiance, they opened up 5-1. They were scoring at a clip of almost 34 points a game. But towards the end of the season, obviously the injury to Brogan Castillo,
Correct.
He's back in the lineup, but they finished the regular season 2-2. But more importantly, just knocking out 15 points a game. Offensively, they've got to go back to finding that identity to see what makes them tick here on offense tonight.
Yeah, definitely do. And you look at some of the teams they played in the latter half of the schedule are some of the higher ranked defenses in the league. That plays into it for sure. But offensively, getting back in the flow of how it was in the first half of the year when they were at will being able to put up points, through the air and on the ground. And when you have that good balance of both and you can be effective throwing the football, really sets up that run and makes you even more effective on that side.
Well, we're going to talk about Bay coming up in a little bit, but the Defiance rush defense is going to be a huge part of what's going to be successful for them here tonight. They come in giving up just 3.3 yards per carry, just over 1,000 yards total for the season and 11 touchdowns. Right. Going against a Bay team that, you talk about balance on offense. This is not a balanced offense. They only threw the ball 77 times.
Right.
They run the football. They got two guys near 1,000 yards. The Defiance rush defense tonight is going to be a key factor for the Defiance Bulldogs.
It is likely going to be the factor for Defiance. And in order to get a win, they're going to have to shut down that run. Very effective run game for Bay. They come in with, like you said, those two big backs that are both approaching 1,000 yards. They both could very easily get it tonight. And that's what they lean on. Throwing the ball only 77 times, you figure, do the math, they're throwing the ball under 8 times a game. So we know it does come into play, and you got to watch for the big play. But outside of that, if you can box in 7, 8 consistently and get some penetration, you can get through, stop that run game, you'll be getting the ball back on offense.
The Bay High School marching band making their way onto the field. The Defiance band just arrived a little bit ago, and good to see everybody here. But let's talk some more about this game here tonight. I had an opportunity earlier in the week to sit down with Travis Cooper. We went one-on-one. We talked about finishing out the regular season and the matchup tonight with the Bay Rockets as we went one-on-one with Defiance head coach Travis Cooper. Well, Coach, finishing up the regular season last Friday night at Ottawa Glandorf, talk about getting the win and finishing the season there with the W.
Yeah, it's tough to win on the road in our league. I think this year, I think the WBL is probably as strong as I've seen it from top to bottom. And so, going into that Week 10 game at OG, and their kids' last game of the season, some of their kids, the last time that they were going to put pads on, we knew we were going to get their best effort, and they played really, really well, and we, struggled in certain areas, but when push came to shove at the end of the game, we had some kids that really stepped up and made some big plays, and to finish the year at 7-3, a great record in the league that we play. I was really, really proud of our kids. And I think that it was a really good regular season, and we dealt with some injuries and key people out, but our guys stayed the course, and I thought they did a nice job of putting a capstone on the regular season and, getting us ready for this playoff. So, Bay Village, we're excited about getting to play in Week 11. It's a long trip, but, I'm excited about it.
Well, let's talk about the team as it's progressed, not just, I'm not going to say just through Week 1, but in your first few years here at Defiance, obviously trying to make some strides towards getting better and those things that are happening. And you talk about that. You've talked about that with me a few times. What have you seen that has helped this program get to where it is now and obviously on the road to what you'd like to see down the future?
Well, it really comes down to the kids. They bought into, the system and the process that we tried to instill in them. And our assistants have done a nice job. This year was a year where, the thing that we wanted to try to do was to knock off some of those teams that had our number for quite some time, and beat some of those teams that are up at the top of the league standings year in and year out. And I thought, the start of our season, to have to face the defending WBL champs in Week 2, for us to get that win against Walpock, that was something that hasn't happened, since I've been back, where we knocked off one of those teams that was picked to be right up there at the end, and then to knock off St. Mary's, who had also had our number, and in numerous other games. We stubbed our toe along the way in a couple games and let some slip away, but I thought that we've made progress, and I think it really comes down to just our kids executing and having a vision and setting high standards for themselves. And, it's nice to see the transformation from when I took over to where these kids are now. They've come a long way.
Well, obviously, you mentioned it, heading into the playoffs. That's a big goal, and it is going to be a long road trip, but we're off to the shores of Lake Erie over by Cleveland and the Rockets of Bay Village. What do you know about them?
Yeah, they run the ball a lot, and they're really good at it. They've got a great record. I think that this Bay team is light years better than the Bay team that we faced back in 2020. Their scheme is a little bit more diverse than what it was back then, and there's no doubt about it. They want to run the football. They're very capable passing, but they really haven't needed to do it because teams haven't been able to really stop their run. So they're very dynamic. They've got a stable of running backs that really run hard, hit creases. They've got speed. They very rarely ever get tackled where the contact's made. They're always falling forward. And so they're pretty dynamic offensively. I think they have something like almost 2,500 rushing yards on the year, averaging about 250 rushing yards a game. And so, it's going to present a challenge for us. And defensively, they're pretty good too. I mean, they've really only given up. They're only giving up about, I think it's right around like a little over 100 yards a game. Passing wise, not giving up many more than 100 either. So their defense is very solid as well. So, I think they're a real balanced team. Their kicker can kick field goals. He's made a 40-plus yarder. I think he's only missed one PAT on the year. So really in all three phases, they're very solid. And so we're going to have to see how well the WBL schedule has prepared us for this. And I think our league does as good as any league around in terms of prepping teams for the playoff, because we see solid teams week in and week out, regardless of record. I think we have probably one of the best brands of football around. So, I'm hoping that pays off for us against a really good Bay team.
Well, Coach, congratulations on making the postseason. Looking forward to seeing you at Bay coming up on Friday night, and thanks for the time today.
Thanks, Josh.
The comments there of Defiance head coach Travis Cooper, and you heard it, Brent. He talked about the Western Buckeye League schedule, preparing them for the postseason, and we were just talking during that interview. 7 teams in the Western Buckeye League are in the postseason. That 7 teams are playing tonight, including Bath, St. Mary's, Elida, Salina, Wapakoneta, and Van Wert, and a handful of them with home games as well. It says a lot about the Western Buckeye League. A 7-3 record against a league that you played 8 games against in a league that has 7 of those 8 teams in the playoffs.
Correct, and you look at our out of league game. Napoleon also made the playoffs. So
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you run through the entire schedule, and they've virtually played nothing but playoff teams all year. So definitely well prepared for rolling into the playoffs. And specifically, a matchup like this is similar to some of the styles you're going to see in the Western Buckeye League. So it sets up really well for them to get out of league play, have a good season at 7-3, and get into position where you feel really good about your team and your matchups going in early on in the playoffs.
Well, let's take another timeout here on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about the opponent for the Bulldogs tonight. That's the Bay Rockets and their head coach, Ron Rutt. We'll chat with him as well. That's all to come next on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right here on DCTV Sports. And we're back on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show here on DC TV Sports. Josh Bush and Brent Routon with you. We are live from Bay Memorial Stadium in Bay Village, Ohio for this Division III Region 10 first-round playoff game featuring the Defiance Bulldogs and the Bay Rockets. The Bay Rockets come in with a record of 8-2. They finished runner-up in the Great Lakes West Conference Division, Division of the Great Lakes Conference,
it's a lot. Yeah.
Ron Rutt, in his 10th year here at Bay High School, has a career record of 73-37. They have been in the playoffs every year since 2014. That's a good run for them.
That is a heck of a run.
And they've been battle-tested at the end of the season. They had an overtime loss against Rocky River, 28-21 in overtime in week number 9.
Right.
And week number 10, North Olmsted, 21-20. And they had a big win in week number 8 over Westlake, 44-28. But this is a team that comes in here, and if you like running football, you're going to get a heavy dose of it out of this Bay Rockets team.
Yeah, if you like the clock moving and you like possession control, those types of things, do a little more old school maybe than what you see a lot with spread offenses, you get to see that with Bay. And they're a team that's going to dominate the line of scrimmage. That's what they want to do to win games, control the clock, keep the ball in their hands while keeping their defense off the field.
Well, the big guy for them is their senior running back, Brendan Spellman. He's got 970 yards. He needs 30 to hit 1,000.
Right.
Rocco Hereditario is the sophomore. He's got 898 yards. He's a $102 away from it. So, you know what they're going to do. They're going to run. They're going to line up and they're going to run the football here tonight.
Yeah, and when you see two backs like that with numbers that look, incredibly close to 1,000. That's almost a 2,000-yard back if you think about it in perspective if they weren't splitting. So they are going to run the ball. That's going to be the dominant point of their offense. They seem to like to sneak a pass in here and there when it's a chance to take a shot deeper or even just move the ball on a first down is when they tend to throw it on occasion. It just doesn't happen very often for them. They're going to lean heavily on that run. They have a quarterback who manages the clock and moves the ball and hands it off to those backs back there to take care of a lot of the dirty work.
Junior quarterback Michael Farrell comes in 37 of 77. They've only thrown the ball 77 times in 10 games. Do the math. That's 7.7 passes per game. He's completing it just about 50%. Not flashy numbers. 692 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. His favorite target, senior wide receiver Jace Knapp, who has 22 of those 37 completions coming his way.
Yeah, the bulk of them go to one receiver, one of the senior captains in Jay Snap. So you have one target. You really need to suit up out there and play really tough. Not saying you need to take off from the other guys at all, but you really want to primarily focus on that run game and make sure that you keep Knapp in check out there. And if you can do that, you're going to be pretty successful against this group.
38 rushes per game as opposed to 7 passes per game. I think that just tells you everything you need to know here. Defiance going to have to lock in tonight on that run game.
Yeah, they definitely definitely are. It's going to be the key to the game, and really for both teams. It's for Defiance on defense. It's going to be how strong they can be in the trenches, shutting down that run game. And for the offense there on the Bay side, it's going to be if we can control that clock, keep our defense on the sidelines, we're going to be in great position. If you look at this defensive side, they haven't given up a lot of yards. The reason for that, they're not on the field that often.
Yep. Well, one thing you can take a look at is in their schedule, they have one win over a team with a winning record.
Yep.
Now, again, they're playing some Division II schools and things like that. There's even a Division I school on their schedule. So take that with a grain of salt. This is a very good football team, but how much have they been tested through the regular season? That's a big question when you look at it on paper.
And it is. And an 8-2 record, is similar to that of Defiance. We're carrying a 7-3 record into this game. Very similar. We've played a very tough conference or league schedule. We can't speak all that much on how tough their schedule is. Looking at it on paper, it definitely leaves a little bit to be desired, but at the same point, they went out there and they've taken care of business when they've had to, and that's why they're here. That's why they're hosting a home game.
And that's why they're 10 years in a row in the playoffs. So
just get it done.
Had an opportunity to sit down and chat with Rockets head coach Ron Rutt earlier this week. We talked about that regular season and the matchup with Defiance here tonight as I went one-on-one with the Bay Rockets head coach Ron Rutt. Well, Coach, coming off week number 10, a 21-20 win over North Olmsted. Talk about this team and how you finished out the regular season.
We've really had the last 3 weeks, 3 big ball games against, rival schools for us. And, came out of that 2-1, finishing up the season, had really nice wins against Westlake and North Olmsted in some close ball games. And then kind of lost a heartbreaker in week 9 to one of our rivals, Rocky River. It's been a great group of guys that we have here. Our seniors have definitely been leading the way, and it's been a fun group to come to practice with every day, and the guys have been working hard. We feel like we're a pretty athletic, fast team that reacts quickly to things on defense and, has been able to run the ball very successfully on offense.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to bring up offensively. It looks like you've got not just one, but a couple of guys that are really solid at running the football.
Yeah, Brendan Spellman and Rocco Hereditario have both really been pretty dynamic for us in the run game. Both are, within striking range of 1,000-yard seasons here heading into week 11. I think Brendan is averaging, 8.75 yards a carry on the year. So, anytime you're handing off and getting 8-9 yards a pop, that really helps your chances of staying on the field and scoring as an offense, obviously. But, a lot of that credit goes to our guys up in front of them, too. Our offensive line has been great at executing all season long. Liam Albright, Braden Capretto, Cole Manos, Nathan Gura, and, fullback Mac Weingart, too, have all been, key parts to that run game for sure.
Well, defensively, what are some things that have led to some success on that side of the football?
I think we've covered really well, against the pass. And then we've got some very good inside linebackers in Jack McAlay. Rocco Hereditario is that inside backer sometimes, and also Billy Wilmich, that have done a nice job against the run. We're a little bit undersized on our defensive line, but we've got guys that play with good technique and speed up there. That make us, overall a really quick defense, I think. And, we've played well. We've been solid. We've faced some tough quarterbacks this year, too, in my opinion, and, really done a nice job of limiting what they've been able to do, compared to, their stats in other games.
Well, 8-2 on the season into the postseason. Obviously, that's one of those goals that you check off. You got Defiance coming up Friday night. What do you know about the Bulldogs?
They look like a great football team. They've kind of similar to us. I feel like they've won a lot of close, good ball games this year. So they're definitely not a stranger to being a part of some full 4-quarter games. I feel like in all 3 phases of the game, they're really solid. You look at their defense, they seem to be well coached. Their guys are in position really at all times, and then offensively, they've done a nice job of executing, staying on the field, and they can both affect you or hurt you in the running game and the passing game. So, I think they're going to make us kind of defend all aspects of the field.
Well, a couple of keys for you on Friday against Defiance?
we're always trying to be, in any ball game, the more physical football team, and then the team that wins the turnover battle. We kind of feel like those are always keys to any game, and will lead to success more times than not. So, it's kind of exciting and interesting to play a team that you're not used to playing, and fun to watch film against a team that you don't really know the opponents that they're playing very well either, and kind of figure out what they're best at, and where we can attack them, and so it should be fun to get out there on Friday and play someone different.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. Best of luck Friday against Defiance. Comments there of Bay Rockets head coach Ron Rutt, and love coming here to Bay Memorial Stadium. As you see athletic director Jerry Beauty, he's hanging with a tough crowd over there.
But it is. A bunch of standouts for
sure. And I'll tell you, we'll do this at the end of the game too, but I want to say thanks already to Matt Spellman, the AD here, who, by the way, was recently named Ohio AD of the Year, which is pretty cool. So
we hung out with him for about 5 minutes, and we see why. Tremendously nice guy.
But nonetheless, let's get back to it. The Bay Rockets, a good, solid football team and a formidable opponent here tonight for the Bulldogs. Their 12th appearance in the playoffs here tonight. They have a record of 5-11 in the playoffs. For Defiance, 11th time in the playoffs, 12-9 overall, and a 1997 state championship.
Yep.
So should be a good matchup here. Let's take another timeout on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look at some keys to the game. We'll get you our national anthem. All of that still to come here. Live from Bay Memorial Stadium, it's Division III playoff football, Defiance and the Bay Rockets here on DC TV Sports. The sounds there of the Bay High School Marching Band, our Defiance Elks 147 national anthem, as we are getting a little bit closer to kickoff here in this Division III regional matchup between Defiance and the Bay Rockets. Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls on here from Bay Memorial Stadium. Josh Bush and Brett Routon with you here tonight. And Brett, as we've talked about these two teams, let's take a look at the Region 10, where Defiance in this game falls. It's the 8-9 matchup, Bay being the 8, Defiance being the 9. And when you look at this, the winner of this game,
right,
they're going to have a tough test. And I don't want to take anything away from Bowling Green, but the Bowling Green, the 16 seed, is at Toledo Central Catholic, the number 1 seed here tonight in Region number 10. It kind of goes without saying, probably the winner of this team is going to play Toledo Central Catholic, who, let's be realistic, is one of the best football teams that Northwest Ohio's seen in a long time. Yeah,
you talk about a team that's good in Division III or in your region, and that's one thing. But for a team like Toledo Central Catholic, will be a test if Defiance or Bay moves on in this game. And that's a team that features, we think, 10 to 11 kids that are going to play college football. Yeah. And, ranging from the top to the bottom of that. And they've got athletes everywhere, and they've dominated every team they've played virtually this year.
Other side of this, on the top side, the other side of the top side of the bracket, 16 teams in here. The other side of this 8, Mansfield Senior, the 4, takes on number 13 Lexington, and then number 12 Clyde is at Rocky River, the 5 seed in that bracket. So that's kind of what the Region 10 bracket looks like. Also, I'll tell you what, Northwest Ohio, Brent, we talked about the 7 teams in the Western Buckeye League that have been that are represented here in the playoffs, but you look at the Green Meadows Conference, Antwerp, Ayersville, Paulding and Tenora all in the playoffs tonight. Antwerp and Tenora with home games.
Yep.
You go down to the NWOAL Liberty Center, the 1 seed. Patrick Henry's got a home game. Archbold's got a home game. Wasion on the road against a WBL team in St. Mary's.
Right.
Brian's got the longest trip, I think, in Northwest Ohio. They're at West Holmes. And it just goes on and on from there. Bluffton, you got Pandora Gilboa playing Lipsick. That's a big battle.
Yeah, it is.
That's an 8-9 matchup. So you just look top to bottom. We've seen so much really good football in Northwest Ohio this year, and you can see it when I typed up. We were talking about this when I typed up the schedule for us to go through local teams. It's 2 sides, and it is absolutely stacked with teams.
And it really is. And if you look at our coverage this year, we've had the privilege of following Tenora, Ayersville, and Defiance pretty heavily. They're all in the playoffs. You look at the opponents we've seen: Bluffton, Liberty Center, all on the playoffs.
Sure.
And on the WBL side, almost all of those teams are in the playoffs. So we've seen a ton of good football, and that just what says a lot about what's going on in Northwest Ohio. Has been for years. Seems to be peaking right at the right time, though. More teams are getting in, but we're getting more teams in that haven't been in. You look at Paulding, you look at some of the teams in Williams County, Montpelier that got in. These are teams that haven't played playoff football in years. So it's great to see teams get in and get it done.
Eden?
Yep. But the bottom line, you want to get in and win football games, and that all starts tonight here with the first game of the playoff week.
If you're a fan of 8-man football, they are having a 4-team playoff that starts tomorrow with the semifinals. Holgate is the number 2 seed.
Yep.
They'll be at home against Sandusky Central Catholic. The 1 seed is Toledo Christian. They've got Danbury tomorrow night. Then I believe the winners of those games play next Saturday.
I believe so, yeah.
For the 8-man football championship. So even our 8-man squads around Northwest Ohio got some good representation.
That's what's up. No doubt.
All right, let's talk keys to the game here tonight. Let's start with the Bay Rockets. If they're going to be successful against Defiance here tonight, what are they going to have to do? Let's start offensively. What are they going to have to do?
It's all about clock control on offense. They want to get the ball, keep the ball, and not give it back to Defiance and keep their defense off the field. So it's going to be for them is winning the line of scrimmage and dominating on the ground and holding on to the ball as long as possible.
Defensively for them, obviously they've got some tough tests with what Defiance has to offer.
It looks like it's stopping big plays. They do have a little bit of a tendency to give up some. So stopping some big plays, if we're able to get 1 or 2 over the top, it could be the difference in winning this game. For
Defiance tonight, offensively, we talked about it earlier in the pregame show. They've been kind of offensively skidding a little bit, scoring 15 points a game for the last 4. They got to get something going.
Yeah, get on track, I think, is the biggest thing on offense. Go out there and have a productive first drive. We joke about how important it is to get off to a good start as opposed to not. It's always better to get off to a good start. And that's really important tonight, getting the ball first, receiving the kick, get some points on the board to start. Make Bay dig a hole on defense.
And defensively, obviously, I think we all know they got to stop the run.
They got to stop the run. It's really simple. It's the offensive task for Bay, the defensive task for Defiance that is likely going to be the difference in this game. If we can control that run, get them off the field, not give up too many first downs, we'll be definitely in good shape.
Defiance will be receiving here. Bay won the opening toss. They elected to defer. Defiance will receive the football here to kick off. It's our F&M Bank opening kickoff, and we are getting ready for it here from Bay High School as we're excited to have you along. Thanks for joining us tonight if you're watching live on YouTube, and we hope you are. We know a lot of folks have been tuning in, and we're excited for this. F&M Bank opening kickoff. We are underway. Defiance and Bay, and it will be a touchback on the opening kickoff. So Defiance will come out here with it first on offense. Let's get our Baker Schindler Company starting lineups for this Defiance offense. Obviously, Brent, they're going to be led by their quarterback, Brez Zipfel, and then those running backs, Brogan Castillo and also Abel Rubio.
Yep.
And you can't forget about the X factor in Anthony Wilder.
Yeah, definitely. Anthony Wilder could be the key to this game. I think we've had him in enough games that we see when he makes big plays, they win ball games. So he's going to be a guy to watch. But again, they're going to lean on Brogan Castillo a lot, and they're going to lean on Brez Zipfel to make some big plays under center.
It'll be Brogan on first down and 10. He'll go up the middle, and he'll fall forward for a solid gain of about 6. And, that offensive line as well, it's been a group that's been together for a while, Brent, and they're going to need to push their weight around here tonight.
Yeah, you're going to see it a little bit on the Defiance side. I think Defiance is going to do their best to control the clock as well, almost play-based type of game. That's a little bit how we play, with the exception being we will let the ball loose through the air a little bit more, and we'll be interesting to see if they go right to it on second down.
And it'll be Castillo with it again, just lowers that shoulder. He falls forward for a couple of yards. Looks like he's going to be shy of that first down, but You're going to see a heavy dose of number 24 all through the night here, and he's a big, strong runner.
It's a good thing to see. You know, we had to go a couple weeks without Brogan, and they have definitely some able backs back there with Abel Rubio and with Anthony Wilder. Brez can do a lot carrying the football as well. But it's always good to have that big horse back there, that guy that kind of leads the charge out of the backfield.
An early third down here, 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line as Defiance will look to the sideline. Head coach Travis Cooper calls the plays from the sideline. And they will give it to Wilder. He'll go left side. He's going to turn the corner. Got the first down and more. 35-40. And it'll be roughed out of bounds on that far sideline and give chase there. Number 18 was pushing him out, and that is Robert Corbin for the Bay Rockets. And nonetheless, a good enough for a Defiance first down.
You love to see that. We talked a little bit about Anthony Wilder being the X factor. First touch he gets, he's able to get, double-digit yardage and move the chains for a first down.
Got about 14, 15 on that play. So first down and 10 now at the 43, 44-yard line. It'll be Castillo with it off left tackle. It'll be hit and dropped after a gain of a couple.
And you love seeing this, getting positive yards on first down. That didn't look like much, guys. That was a solid 5 yards. Cut it right in half. Staying on schedule and even getting ahead of schedule is definitely going to be key in any game. But against a team that's going to try to do that on offense, if we can match that style on offense as well, we will be successful.
Yeah, clock spinning already.
Yeah.
10.5 and rolling here. As Defiance will have it 2nd down and 5 at the 48, and it'll be an inside give this time to Wilder. He's off for the run and off for the running and inside Bay territory for the first time tonight, down near the 35-yard line, and it's another Defiance first down.
A great run there again by Wilder. He's chunking off yardage at ease right now in both carries. So, definitely the X factor, and we hope that we're going to see him get the ball quite a bit tonight. I have a funny feeling about it.
So it'll be a first down at 10 now at the Bay Rockets 36-yard line. As they'll break the huddle, come to the line, they'll have a pair of receivers out and Brogan Castillo in the backfield. Now Wilder in motion. It'll be a little misdirection. It'll be Brogan Castillo with it, lowers the shoulder, spin move at the 30, still going at the 25 and down near the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
What a big, strong run for Brogan Castillo.
Looked like should have been wrapped up a couple times there. Ends up getting, breaking 2 or 3 tackles. Ends up getting, looks like, about 15 yards there on that carry. So nice run by Brogan Castillo. And we're right on the verges. We are in the red zone.
Our Stanball Jewelers red zone for the first time tonight. Go the Defiance Bulldogs at the 20-yard line and try to make the most out of this opening drive of this playoff game here tonight. Castillo with it again, left tackle, and he'll fall forward across the 15 to the 14, give him 6. And well, Brent, we've seen this. They've been heavy on that left side already, something maybe they saw in film on that right side of that line for the defense of Bay.
7 plays, 7 runs, all going to the same side. One of those was a couple of yards. Everything else has been pretty chunk. So, yeah, if you're having success doing that, that's you do it until you can't anymore. And that's a situation we're in now where Defiance sees that weakness. They're going to jump on that on every play until they show they can stop it.
3 receivers set now for Defiance at the 14-yard line. This will be Wilder with it up the middle. He's going to be hit and stopped and just nowhere to go. Read well by the Bay Rockets defense. Jackson Koppler in there for the Rockets. Give him a couple of yards, but not much there. And probably the best defensive play of this first series so far for Bay.
Yeah, definitely stopped the run up the middle. They abandoned the left side there and tried to go a little bit up the gut. Good penetration from the Bay front 7. Got in there and were able to disrupt that quick before Wilder could make a move.
Drive continues inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone. 3rd down and 3 at the 13-yard line. And it'll be Ziffel with a designed run. He'll go left side. Brogan's out to get a little block out there. He's got enough for a first down, and he'll fall inside the 10 down near the 6-yard line. And a first run there for Brez Ziffel, and a nice one there. Obviously a designed quarterback run.
Sure. Yeah, you're not going to give him the carry too many times. You're always trying to keep that quarterback protected. He's very important to the offense as well as the defense. So, but you draw it up there. It's a perfect spot on 3rd and 3 to kind of run something with a little bit of a different look. Went right back to that strong side there on the left side and was able to pick up 7, making an easy first down.
First and goal now at the 6-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield, and they'll fake it on the outside or the inside. It'll be tossed to the right. It's Wilder, and he'll be stopped after a gain of a yard or 2, and not much there for Anthony Wilder that time.
Yeah, got a couple, and that's what you want to do is go forward. The biggest thing here is not getting losses. When you're setting up at goal to go at the 4-yard line now, your playbook's wide open. You can throw the ball, you can roll out and look and give Brez an option to run it or throw the football. You can go 2 times in a row right to Brogan Castillo up the middle, and you're going to have a good shot at scoring.
Defiance will look to the sideline. Clock spinning near the 7-minute mark. This is almost 5 minutes into this opening drive here for the Bulldogs.
Ironically, seeing Defiance do what we assume we're going to see Bay do most of the night.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line, and Castile will have it right side this time. He'll plow forward. He's going to get a yard or two. Going to be short of the goal.
And I think right there is, you almost love going right back to that. You feel Brogan Castillo, anytime you need 2 yards, is going to find you 2 yards. So, hunting down here, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I love that play call there. Give Brogan a shot, get you down and do a shorter distance to the goal line here. You can go right back to it if you want.
3rd and goal now at the 2-yard line.
Spreading out a little.
Looks like you got 2 receivers to the left, single on the near sideline. Castillo in motion out of the backfield, and Ziffel will run it. He's going to be hit in the backfield, spins away from the defender, trying to make some room, and he'll be hit and drop for a loss. And nowhere to go that time for Brett Ziffel, and credit there to the Rockets defense, Brent. They kind of knew what was coming there, and they stuck it to Brez.
Yeah, last time on 3rd and short, we ran a similar type play. Brez ran with the lead blocker out there. He didn't run with the lead blocker this time, went to the opposite side. Almost spun out of it to get the yardage needed there.
So now 4th down and goal to 4. Big 4th down here in our Stanball Jewelers red zone. They'll fake the end around, looking to throw. Ziffel will toss to the back of the end zone. Wide open is Garrett Rodenberger, and it is a touchdown, Bulldogs.
Big play, obviously first score of the game, get out there in front, but going for it on 4th down. Coach Cooper rolls the dice, comes away successful.
So the Defiance Bulldogs strike first. It is a Premier Bank touchdown pass from Brez Ziffel to Garrett Rodenberger, the big tight end, and Defiance strikes first, up 6-0.
Always great to get off to that good start, Josh. So
as opposed to
not doing it, right there is doing it. So definitely come up against a test there on 4th down, but come away with 6 points. Beautiful.
Nicasio Hall on for the point after here for Defiance.
It's been definitely an added element that's been very much a positive for the Bulldogs, is getting somebody in the kicking game here where they can stop going for 2 every possession and just kick that extra point.
Snap is high, gets it down. Kick is up and on the way, and the kick is good.
Easy.
And just like that, they tack on 7, and Defiance strikes first. 5:45 to go, opening quarter. Defiance 7, Bay Rockets 0. Back with more after this on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay Memorial Stadium. Josh Bush, Brent Round with you, 7-0 Bulldogs. Let's get our Mark Mutz Ford scoring drive summary. 13 plays. 12 of those were runs, but the final one was a Premier Bank touchdown pass from Brez Ziffel to Garrett Rodenberger, and the Bulldogs strike with a touchdown. Point after good, 7-0. It's a drive that went 80 yards in 6 minutes and 15 seconds, and the Bulldogs take a 7-0 lead. Our Mark Mutz Ford scoring drive summary.
Could not have scripted a better starting drive for Defiance, doing exactly what we anticipate Bay's going to do, and that's run, control the clock. We were able to go out and do that and show we could play that game as well. So now it's up to the defense already getting out there early. If they can come up with a big stop and get off the field, we could be in some business.
Early score from Liberty Center. They're up 14-0 already.
3 minutes in, probably.
Yeah. It's a 1 versus 16 seed there.
St. Mary's leading against Wauseon, 7-0. Nice scoreboard we got.
And ensuing kickoff, we got the plays blown dead. We got a false start against Defiance, so that's no good.
What?
Probably somebody passed the line on the kick, so obviously going to back him up.
Yeah, never want that.
Our first penalty of the night here. Bulldogs will tee it up again. Now from the 35-yard line. West Holmes up 14-0 on Bryan already. How about this? Pandora Gilboa 9, Lipsick 7.
There we go. It's a good game to go to right there.
Safety?
Get some points here. Yeah, it's got to be, right? Field goal, missed extra point. If you're going to miss the extra point, you probably could not miss the field goal too.
Short end over and kick, and Bay will have it. He's got a man. And he tripped up. Nice job there by Defiance, but a good return for Evan Tolby, a sophomore for the Bay Rockets. And
Yeah, really nice return for Bay. Obviously aided a little bit by the penalty, but they get tremendous starting spot here, getting out near midfield and setting you up for what you want if you're Bay is to come back off that touchdown with good offensive starting position.
So 5:41 to go here in our opening quarter. We'll check our starting lineup here in just a second. They'll be led by their quarterback, Michael Farrell, and he'll have Spellman in the backfield with him, and he'll get it on first down up the middle, and
there we go.
Nowhere to go. He'll kind of make a little bit out of that, but
tremendous run.
We'll check our Baker Schindler Company starting lineups, and for the Bay Rockets offense, their junior quarterback, Michael Farrell, and then it's the workhorse in the backfield for them, Brendan Spellman, the senior running back, 5'9", 175, comes in 30 yards shy of 1,000.
Yeah.
That's
29 now.
And let's be realistic here. They got another back that's short of 1,000 too, and Rocco Ederaterio. So
yeah, they got a couple backs that are definitely going to be worth watching tonight.
So they'll do a little shift on 2nd down and 9. And it'll be Spellman with it again. Right side, he'll be hit, and he's churning them legs. He's going to get a couple of yards, but sniffed out well by the Defiance Bulldogs defense. And let's get our Baker Schindler starting lineup for the Defiance defense. Obviously, you got those big linebackers in there. Joey Robinson, who was in on that play. Abel Rubio as well. And you can't go far without talking about Garrett Rodenberger from that strong safety spot. He's a good coverage man. Also known to hit some people.
Yeah, definitely known to hit some people. They got a bunch of strong guys there in the linebacker core. But that secondary, who's played a little bit better as of late, like you mentioned, Garrett Rodenberger, big play guy back there. Eli Howerton as well. They got a lot of good physical players in the secondary.
3rd down and 8 for Bay here on their opening drive of this first quarter. And they're going to throw it. And he's back to pass. Pressure coming. He'll be hit and dropped in the backfield. He's going to be sacked. And he's going to lose, I think, about 5-6 yards. And getting through there, Jason Phillips back there for Defiance. And it's one of them senior linemen. We didn't get to them in the starting lineups, but he's been big for the Bulldogs down the stretch.
Defiance defense read that perfectly, only sending, it looked like 5 or 6 in the box there. But they were able to get there, get after the quarterback quick using the front guys up front and get right in there and get the sack. So pass play right away, play 3, we get out there and turn it into our advantage.
So it'll be 4th down now and 12 back at the 44-yard line. You would believe this will be a punting situation for the Bay Rockets.
It's an interesting spot, but on 4th and 12, I don't foresee there being a fake. Ooh,
almost blocked. Wandu Evans with the punt. And Wilder with it across the 30-35, still going on the sideline. He'll be hit out of bounds, and Defiance will have a nice spot here to start their second drive. Credit to the defense, though. 3 and out here for the Bulldogs defense.
You talk about the clock control and what Bay wants to do on offense. This is the perfect start for Defiance in terms of holding the ball, getting very productive yardage, and immediately getting the 3 and out. The one drop back turned into a sack. Negative yards for the Defiance defense so far. So tremendous start for Defiance. You couldn't ask for anything better.
So the Bulldogs will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Their second drive of the series starts with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in our first quarter. Similar look to what we saw in that first drive. It'll be Wilder and Castillo in the backfield in a tight package here for the Bulldogs on 1st down. And it will be Castillo who'll go left side again. He's trying to stretch it to the sideline. He'll tiptoe along that sideline. And I'll tell you what, Brent, I thought he was going to be pushed out for a gain of 1 or 2. He turned that into about 7.
Yeah, it got to the corner, and it looked like we were kind of looking at, hey, let's just get back to the line of scrimmage here. Turns it right up the field and gets 8 yards. Putting it into second manageable for sure, right at midfield.
So I don't think so far in this first quarter you can ask for much more out of this Defiance squad.
No, I mean, looking at the totals already, you got 45 yards for Castillo, 31 for Wilder. You had the one pass play resulted in a touchdown, so it's been perfect play so far.
They'll fake it to Brogan Castillo, just a quick pass to Wilder out of the backfield. He's going to be driven back. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And defended well by Bay that time.
And that play definitely was sniffed out good by the Bay defense, sniffed out very well. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. By the time the pass was dropped out, there wasn't a lot of space.
Number 60 with the stop, but I don't have a number 60 on my roster.
New guy this week, new guy.
So it'll be 3rd down and 3 now, lost a yard. And Defiance will have one back in the backfield for Zipfel. And he's going to look to throw on 3rd and 3, and he'll sling it, and it goes in and out of the hands. His intended target was Jordan Wright, and just not able to keep the paws on it. Looked like a good throw. He found an open spot there and just not able to hang on.
Yeah, it definitely was a tremendous pass right in his hands. Again, you're not going to be perfect. You're in a position here, though, 4th and 3 right near midfield. Punt makes sense in terms of trying to pin him deep. But, man, if you're confident on a 4th down play like they were down in the red zone, you could run it here.
Well, Zipfel is the punter, so we'll see what they elect to do here. He's going to stand back at his 35-yard line. Snap is a little high. He gets it down and boots it away. It'll be a long kick called for a fair catch at the 22-yard line, and I think they're going to get an
interference on that. Yeah. If there's contact made, they're going to throw that flag every time, even if it was inadvertent.
So we'll sort this one out. I believe it's going to be kicker interference here. So trying to decide if they're going to make it re-kick it or nope. It'll be they'll just keep the possession and tack on the yards. So how about that?
And like the idea of punting the football there, you don't want to play on miss on a 4th down and give them great field position after you're coming off the momentum of the touchdown and the stop. So you want to keep that momentum, kick it back, pin them deep as you can. The penalty obviously didn't help them here. But and you kind of send your defense back out there and get right back to what you were doing.
So Bay will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 37-yard line. 2:11 to go in opening quarter. Josh Bush and Brent Rott with you here, DC TV Sports live from Bay Village, Ohio. And it will be the other back with almost 1,000 yards, Hereditario. He'll fall forward across the 40.
It's been their most productive run so far. Gain of about 5 for the sophomore, Rocco Hereditario.
Say that 3 times fast.
Rocco Hereditario.
I like that name, though.
Yeah, I do. That's a football name.
It is.
That's a 1,000-yard rusher name right there. He's going to have a shot.
So 2nd down and 5 now at the 42-yard line for the Rockets. Hereditario will have it up the middle. He's going to be hit, bounces off of a tackler, and he'll be swarmed in the backfield. We talked about this before between you and I. Garrett Rodenberger up from his safety spot. We figured we might see a lot of him sneaking in the box here tonight against this Bay offense.
Yeah, we talked about are we going to see an extra linebacker, maybe less of a DB with trying to get as many guys as we can there in the box. But we were talking and you said Garrett Rodenberger plays like a linebacker. He's always near the ball. He likes to hit, and he's quick to get there. He'll just probably step up into that other linebacker role, and it's exactly what he did right there.
So we got a 3rd down and 7 now. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Under a minute to play. Opening quarter here from Bay High School. Good to have you along. You think they'll pass again here?
It makes sense.
He's going to be back to pass. Farrell looking to go, and he'll just tuck it down, and he's going to run. He goes across the 45. He's across midfield. He's got the 1st down, and he'll be wrapped up by Antonio Lopez. And nice heads-up play there by that young man, and he's going to have enough for a Bay 1st down at the 48-yard line. That's their first down of the game.
And you could see that coming on the snap. It was a one read and then go, so he made one look to a receiver, immediately tucked it, and saw space to run the football. And I think that's a lot of what their pass game is utilizing their quarterback and his legs there, is running through quick options and then immediately tucking it and running it.
Well, coming into the game, he has not a lot of rush yards, but they're going to throw here on 1st down. Rolls to the right. It'll be tipped and knocked down. Nice heads-up play there by Andrew Irizarry, the linebacker who was out on coverage, and did a great job there.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen 3 pass plays already from this Bay offense in the first quarter. They averaged 7 a game.
Right. Yeah, they've dropped back 3 times, sacked once, incomplete pass on the other, then the 1st down gain. So Andrew Irizarry getting his paw on that one, and you get that big mitten out there and just knock it down. That's all you got to do there. You don't necessarily need to pick off every play and look to make a big play, but look to make the smart play, knock that football down.
2nd down and 10 now. Ball spotted just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Spellman now in the backfield with his quarterback, Michael Farrell. Defiance will put 8 guys in the box. He'll try to stretch it to the near sideline. He'll go forward across midfield down near the 45. Looks like he's going to be shy of the first down, but a nice solid run there and a patient run. I could see why this young man's closing in on 1,000 yards. That was a really strong, patient run there, but we got a penalty marker down.
That one's going to come back.
And wipe it off because of the penalty. So what was a nice game there for Brendan Spellman will result in this coming back, and it's going to be
back to the 45.
I thought that was a I thought it should have been second down and 20. Remember the rule change this year?
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't believe it's a spot foul anymore, but they're going to call it a spot foul here tonight.
Spot foul tonight.
Hold on. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Well, it was a productive one for Defiance so far. We go into the second quarter. Defiance leads at 7-0. We're back with more after this on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay Village, Ohio, and Bay Memorial Stadium. How about a shout out to Jake from the Villages, Florida.
Nice.
Watching tonight here on YouTube. So appreciate you checking in, Jake. Good to have you along here. And the Defiance faithful not able to make the trip here. About a 2 hour and 15-minute drive up here to Bay Village.
A little closer if you're in Florida.
Probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
From one village to the other, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll flip the script here, and Bay will now go left to right on your screen to open up this second quarter. Brent, so far in this first quarter, Defiance defense bottling up that run pretty well. Yeah,
you got to be pleased if you're Coach Cooper on both offense and defense, but especially on defense, holding the rushing totals down to under 10 yards. And they've been dominant on the defensive side. You're looking to continue that here with second and long.
Second down and 13 to be exact. Spellman will have it going to his left, and he'll go out near midfield. He's going to get some of that yardage back. It'll be still third down and long, but with a back like Brendan Spellman and even Rocco Hereditario, you have to feel confident that third down and 8 is still pretty manageable.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, they lean hard on those running backs, but like you said earlier, with the run that was negated by the penalty, a very patient runner, Spellman is. You see why he's so good. He waits and waits and waits and finds an open spot to carry the ball. If he doesn't, he tries to get 2 to 3 yards moving the pile. So definitely a veteran-type runner. You got a senior out there, and then you got Editario, the sophomore. You got a younger back in there. It's a great mix for them.
So it'll be third down and 8. Spot to gain is the 43-yard line. Pressure coming. He's going to tuck it down and run. He'll be hit, and he's going to be dropped.
That ball's out.
And the ball's out. It looks like he fell on it.
That was a lick, an absolute lick put on him.
Abel Rubio and Andrew Irizarry over there.
Playing football right there.
And heads-up play there by Michael Farrell to just kind of snag that football. Just kind of reached his paw out there and pulled it back in.
You could see it pop up, and as soon as it popped up, it seemed like right on top. He fell right on top of it. So brings up fourth down and 2, and you got to think with this spot on the field, they're definitely going to look at going for this one. The quarterback, I like when he gets back there and reads quick and can take off. It seems very confident holding the football. So.
Well, one of the things I told you, it looks like the quarterback has just come off the field.
Yep,
they do run a lot of wildcat formations with direct snaps to those running backs, and you'll see him in the backfield.
This looks like it's going to Hereditario.
Hereditario is, and the Bay Rockets will burn their first timeout. It says Kristen Stanton, attorney at law, timeout. We'll take it with them. 7-0 Defiance. 10:26 to go before halftime. You're watching playoff football on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay Memorial Stadium here at Bay High School in Bay Village, Ohio. I want to say hi to Ryan in Denver, Colorado. Also Roy, who says, let's go Bulldogs. Tell you what, we got some folks watching here tonight. 7-0 Bulldogs, 10:26 to go. Big 4th down and 2 here for this Defiance defense. And we'll see what they're going to draw up here because it looks like they're going to stay in that Wildcat formation. Spellman, Hereditario will be in the backfield. And it looks like you got 2 guys back there who will get the ball first here.
See if they run any kind of option with this, or if this is direct to Editario and he just runs.
Oh, Spellman drops it, and he's going to be hit in the backfield by Irizarry. Gets away from it. He's across the 40, 30. It's a foot race at the 20, 15-10, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. A 56-yard touchdown run for Brendan Spellman. And what should have been a loss is a touchdown, a Premier Bank touchdown run of 56 yards for the senior running back.
Yeah, you saw a botch snap there, and a missed tackle in the backfield was huge. And when Spellman broke that tackle, was able to get to the edge, he was gone. You definitely saw another gear he could put it into, and as he got up the sideline, there was no catching him. So you see why he's now a 1,000-yard rusher. Definitely good vision there to get past the broken tackle and get down the field and score.
Casey Medley, who is 39 of 40 on point afters, will attempt this one. Snap is there. It's put down. Kick is up.
Wow.
And the kick is good. So the Bay Rockets have tied it on a 56-yard touchdown run by senior running back Brendan Spellman. We're back with more after this on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay High School. Josh Bush, Brent Rowell with you here. Let's get our Mark Motorsports scoring drive summary for the Bay Rockets. It's a drive that goes 4.5 minutes, and it went 63 yards. And it was capped. It went 8 plays, capped off by a 56-yard touchdown run by Brendan Spellman. Point after was good, and the Bay Rockets have tied it at 7 here. 10:16 to go in our second quarter. It's a Mark Motorsports scoring drive summary. Good to have you along. If you're watching live tonight on YouTube, I want to say, I believe we got another one here. Trying to keep up here.
Sure.
Kelly from Emmett, Idaho.
Wow.
We got them all over the map tonight.
Getting some distance tonight for sure.
Well, for Defiance here, I think the key was, obviously you felt good about what was going on defensively, but you break a big play there.
That was one bad play. I mean, you don't want to see it. You want to stop the big plays, but you get that happens. You can regroup from that and come right back.
Ensuing kickoff, Wilder across the 20, 25. He's got a seam at the 30. He's going to be tripped up across. Nope, he's going to keep going across the 45. Finally wrapped up and brought down. Huge run there and return for Anthony Wilder. And going to give the Bulldogs great starting field position here in this second quarter.
Anytime you can get the ball out near the 40, you're in a tremendous spot. You're in a good spot. You get out near the 50, you're even better. So good run there from Anthony Wilder. Didn't look like anything special from the start, but able to find a few holes, get a few creases, get up there and get out to the 46. So right near midfield.
So first down at 10 for the Defiance offense. Going right to left here on your TV screen. And it'll be Brez Zipfel on first down. He'll be smoked as he hit midfield. Big tackle there by John Vervecka.
And that's what you like to see out of Brez. I mean, you're not looking for him to break a run like Spellman just did or anything like that. You're looking for him to get 3 to 4 yards when he carries the football. I love that read there. Don't hand it off, keep it, get 4 yards. It's a beautiful play on first down.
And we've talked about staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. 3 yards on first down will keep you right there.
Yep, you don't want to be predictable on offense. Getting into third down makes you predictable.
Back to pass on second down. Quick hitter to the far sideline. That's Wilder with it across the 45. He's got a first down at the 40. He's still going spin moves, and What a nice play there by Anthony Wilder, and that is what he brings to this offense. Nothing fancy there, just a little bit of an extension of the run, if you will, get him in the flats, and he can make things happen once he gets the football in his hands.
Yeah, definitely can, and you see it right there. Stopped the first time they ran that for a negative yard. There, broke one tackle, able to turn it into about 14 right out there. So you get on this side of the field, and it's exactly where you want to be.
1st and 10 at the 37 now. Castillo in the backfield with Brez Ziffel. And they'll fake the give. Ziffel will keep it. He goes right side, cuts it back up towards the middle, and he'll be hit at the 35 and brought down. Gain of a couple, and maybe just a little extra hesitation there from Brez. But again, still gained a couple of yards.
Yeah, able to turn it into 2, not lose yardage there. So, again, it goes back to staying on schedule the best you can do. It brings you to 2nd and 8, and in this position, you can run a bunch of different plays. You can run with the quarterback. You can throw the football. You can hand it off to your big back. And, your playbook's wide open.
2nd down and 8. Castillo in the backfield, and he'll be the ball carrier this time, and he just goes forward across the 30 inside the red zone at the 20, now near the 15-yard line. And Brogan Ziffel, it's not flashy, folks, but it is north and south, and that young man can get going in a hurry.
I tell you what, it doesn't look like it's turning into, a 19-yard gain, but that's exactly what it turned into there. So, a tremendous run. Brogan has 64 yards already early in the second quarter, so having his normal production already, it's a good sign for Defiance to keep that ball, keep that clock chugging along.
Inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone once again here tonight for the Defiance offense at the 16-yard line. They'll have it 1st down and 10. Castillo again right up the middle. He'll hit a defender and just plow forward.
Still going.
Still on his feet. They're going to blow it
there.
dead. Derek Gura, a junior defensive lineman in there. And I think he kind of got hit and took Castillo down towards the ground.
More like a sponge absorbing a hit is what it looked like.
2nd and 5 at the 11. Little misdirection. It'll be Wilder with it right side. He'll go across the 10 near the 1st down mark. He's going to be about a yard shy. Needed 5. I think he got about 4.
And the use of the both backs and Brez, for that matter, the 3 ball carriers has been tremendously effective so far. So they've been able to set up the pass off that. Completing 3 of 4 passes, the yardage doesn't stick out, but they were able to get their touchdown that way in a big 14-yard pass to Wilder earlier on this drive. So the solid running has led to opening up the passing game a little bit. Now 3rd and 1, you're in a spot here this close that you can still get a 1st down, but your playbook's wide open.
And Castillo will fall as he was going towards the line, and I think he's going to be shy.
Short, yeah. Tripped up a little bit. Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage and may have went back a little bit.
You're going to say a loss of 1, so now 4th down and 2. I don't know if it was maybe a little bit on the exchange with Ziffel back there. I didn't see exactly what tripped him up, but he kind of stumbled a little bit, and unfortunately, I think he probably would have had that 1st down. Offensive line doing a great job, but big 4th down and 2 now at the 8-yard line. Again, inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone, 2 backs in the backfield. Castillo and Wilder, and they'll go left side with Brogan Castillo. He's going to be across the 5 and into the end zone for a touchdown. It's a Premier Bank touchdown, 8-yard run for Brogan Castillo.
And you've seen both touchdowns now here in the red zone on 4th down, so Coach Cooper rolling the dice. He loves to go for it on 4th down, especially if you get down this close. He's looking at touchdowns. He wants 7 points, not 3. So able to punch it in, give it to his horse, who goes in for 8.
So Premier Bank touchdown run for Brogan Castillo, 8 yards. And Defiance up 13-7. Point after coming here for Nicasio Hall. Snap is there and handled. The kick will be up, and the kick will be good, so the point after is good. Defiance tacks on another one. 5:53 to go before halftime. It's the Bulldogs 14, the Rockets 7. More of Division III playoff football next on DCTV Sports. Defiance 14 and Bay 7. It's a Defiance touchdown, a Premier Bank touchdown run for Brogan Castillo. Let's get our Mark Moats Ford scoring drive summary. It's a drive that went 54 yards in 4 minutes. It was an 8-play drive capped off by that 8-yard run by Brogan Castillo. Point after was good, 14-7 Defiance. It's our Mark Moats Ford scoring drive summary. And Brent, nice to see Defiance answer after giving up that big play to Brendan Spellman, who, by the way, congratulations to that young man. Went over 1,000 yards with that run here
51
tonight.
yards for Spellman, so he is well over 1,000. And it's always squashing that momentum. It seems like Defiance had it in the first quarter. Bay was able to go back there, score that big touchdown, get it back. And then that was the Defiance possession. Are they going to be able to grab the momentum back, or is Bay going to maintain and run with it from there? So able to go down there on the 4th down, get the touchdown, big-time play for Defiance.
Ensuing kickoff, a high end-over-end kick. It'll be taken inside the 15, out across the 20 to the 25. It'll be hit and falls forward across the 30-yard line. Nice coverage by the Defiance special teams. And probably about the worst starting field position so far of the night.
Yeah, it seems like they've been able to get the ball out there, close to midfield or somewhere in that area. So knocked them back close to the 30 here.
They've started at their own 46, their own 37, and now their own 31.
There you go. Penalty helped out on one.
Well, yeah, it's true. So they have it 1st down and 10, trailing 14-7 are the Bay Rockets. As they come to the line, it'll be Hereditario in the backfield this time with quarterback Michael Farrell.
6 on that line.
And 2 backers. They're going to chase him to this near sideline as he runs right. He lowers the shoulder. He's going to have enough for a first down. Nice strong run there by that young man.
Packed him in really tight in terms of the offensive line. They cut off all the guys on the edge, and he was able to find a spot there to run it.
So a first down for Bay at the 41-yard line. It looks like he just got to the line to gain.
Right there.
Not in much of a hurry here.
No, clock control. I mean, that's their name of the game. They're looking to push the ball down the field here and punch it in and go into half tied up. I mean, there's not a whole lot of possessions when you play them,
Sure.
They just seem to be a team that is just dominant in terms of controlling the clock.
So they'll hand it off on first down. They'll go up the middle is Hereditario, and he'll be out near midfield before he's wrapped up by Abel Rubio. And it's going to be, looks like maybe shy of the first down, gave him 9. But another nice run there, and now we're starting to see what this Bay Rockets running game can do here.
Yeah, definitely have. The consistency early on for the Defiance defense was getting inside, breaking the penetration, getting in there and stopping them. Last few runs, 44 yards, 10 yards, 9 yards. So they're able to put them up in chunks now. And if that turns out to be what ends up happening the rest of this game, Defiance could be in a lot of trouble.
So 2nd down and 1 right at the midfield stripe for the Bay Rockets, and it'll be back to pass. Looking to go for it all down that left sideline. He's got an intended receiver, and there will be, I think he was going for the football. He was looking for Jay Snap, his favorite target, and Logan Hutchinson was out there with coverage for Defiance. And if you're going to say, you know what, Hutchinson was turned around for the ball and going for it.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not always going to see calls on that one.
You definitely saw 9 in the box for Defiance that pushed Bay to want to throw the ball, but on 2nd and 1, it's the perfect time to throw the ball down the field. Incomplete pass here, brings up 3rd and 1. They'll certainly, feels like, go right back to the running game and try to pick up this yard that way.
So big 3rd down and 1, and they'll go under center for the first time tonight. I formation.
Hard count, nope.
And they will give it to Spellman. Hereditario. He'll fall forward. I don't know where that spot's going to be. It looks like they might spot him a little bit short.
Now, the knee did come down now. He did fall forward from there, but I don't think he was able to get there for the first down. If they use that knee spot.
And that's what they're going to do. It's going to be short. Well, they do line up with this is kind of a formation you don't see a lot anymore, but they use a fullback in Mac Weingart.
Yeah.
And you saw him in there in front of Rocco Hereditario.
That's the short yardage. We might see it here again. Yeah, we do.
I formation again. And it'll be a quarterback sneak. He's going to have the first down. And Michael Farrell just dives forward, and he'll have enough. He needed about a half a yard.
Yeah.
And they'll gain enough for the first down here at all the way down there, say at the 47-yard line. So actually got about 3 yards on the quarterback keeper.
And you definitely see that they're used to that. We talk about the clock control, and this comes into play a lot when you do get stopped a couple times on short down, and you're not able to get much yardage and you continue to run the ball, they're just chewing up clock now. They've moved the ball about 20 yards, and we're down to about 3 minutes to go till half.
They'll stay under center here on 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Motion to this near sideline. They'll run it that way, and it'll be Hereditario with it. He'll be across the 45, pushed out of bounds. And that's what the big formation like that will give you, Brent.
Yep.
You brought your tight end in motion to the right side. You got a fullback leading the way. You run a little toss sweep, and the sophomore running back able to find the edge. Again, another patient runner just like Spellman and find some room.
That's old school football. That's what we used to see pretty regularly. You don't see it a whole lot now. It's almost odd to see a team line up. This is 4 straight plays now with a fullback lining up under center. And they're just going to run pitch plays and inside handoffs to those backs.
Kind of looks like the old St. Mary's.
Yep, it sure does.
Hereditario with it, except for
it goes into that bucket of until you stop it, why not run anything else? So they've had some success doing it here until that play.
The only difference was St. Mary's, you'd usually see the 3-headed monster back there.
Yes, you did. Triple option.
You never knew where it was going.
Right.
You go 7 different ways before the guy comes out of there with the ball.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
So big 3rd down and 8 here for the Defiance defense at the 45-yard line.
Definitely in 2-down territory here for Bay, especially if they get positive yardage on this play and are still short. A 4th and short out past midfield, you would look like they would go for it.
Keep in mind, Bay will get the second half kickoff as well, and they'll be back to throw here. And the pocket collapses. He's going to complete it. And it looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down. He found Charles Rice, a senior tight end, and that pass will be good enough for a Bay 1st down. Just kind of found a spot slanting across the middle of the field, and well, nice catch there, pass and catch for Michael Farrell to Charles Rice.
Yeah, it definitely was. You know, you get a guy open, get a little bit of space on that defense, and quick read and found his tight end.
That's the 3rd 1st down on this drive for Bay. They'd only had one previous 1st down in the first 2 drives.
Yep, had the big long touchdown, which accounted for the 7 points.
Shotgun formation now, looking to throw, going to go for it all down that left sideline, trying for it again. It'll be intercepted inside the 5. Logan Hutchinson with it. And a first turnover of the night will go for the Defiance Bulldogs.
Wind knocked out.
Kind of fell a little awkwardly down there.
Fell hard with that football.
And it'll be the first turnover of the night. And well, coming into this game, Michael Farrell, 8 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions. And when you don't throw the ball very often, those are the things that can happen.
Well, and you look with the clock here down to about a minute to go in the game. They were sticking out at about the 35-yard line with 2 timeouts. They had to take a chance to try to get some yardage at some point, or they were not going to be able to get the ball down there in time to score. So you knew they were going to have to throw deep at some point. When they pulled the trigger there, good coverage by Hutchinson, made the clean interception. This is run the ball forward and get into the locker room.
Bay came into the night +5 on turnovers for the season. So
pretty disciplined team for sure.
So all things aside, you do have the interceptions, but at the same time, you're taking the ball away a lot too.
Yep.
Ziffel directing traffic here. He'll stand in his end zone with 2 backs. It'll be Brogan Castillo out to the 5, maybe 6-yard line. Give him a little bit of space there. Be interesting to see if anybody wants to use any timeouts here, specifically Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Defiance, you're going to run the same play one more time and get to half. If Bay doesn't stop the clock, know, there's really no need to try to go 95 yards. You've played a good first half of football. Get into the locker room, make some adjustments, and start to regroup for the second half.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 now at the 6-yard line, and it will be Abel Rubio, his first carry of the night, out across the 10, and he'll be close to a 1st down. It's going to be a yard or 2 shy. Clock spins at 20 seconds to go. Make sure you join us coming up at halftime. I'll talk with Sean Mack from the Lions Club. The big Defiance Lions Club Halloween parade is tomorrow night in downtown Defiance. So, which you can actually watch live on DCTV tomorrow.
Remember our radio station days? We used to go and go walk through that parade and have a good old time.
And that is the end of our first half. Defiance 14 and the Bay Rockets 7. Our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. And, well, Brent, if you're the Defiance Bulldogs here tonight, I feel knowing that you're coming into this football game, knowing that you're going to see the ball on the ground. You know that they're going to run the football. They've forced them to pass the football already in this first half more than they wanted to.
Yeah, definitely have. And when you're able to do that, take a team who's real strong at running the football and make them utilize their weakness, it's going to work out and be beneficial for you. That was just the clock getting ahead of them, and they had to throw the ball deep at some point. In order to get points there, they had to do it. They milked the clock down to a minute through the pass, and it was almost more or less a pump for them.
For Defiance, offensively, I think a mixture of backs that we're seeing tonight has really been efficient for this team.
We are playing their game, running the football. So, yeah, Brogan Castillo's carried the ball 12 times, Anthony Wilder 5, Brez 4. So you're seeing Abel Rubio 1. You're seeing a nice mix, a good, strong running game so far for Defiance.
Well, we'll get that interview with Sean Mack coming up in just a few minutes. Before we head there, let's send it down to field level, the Defiance High School Marching Band of class. We haven't seen them for a few weeks,
right.
Brent. Let's get a little bit of a selection here from the Defiance Bulldogs and their marching band of class before we get to that interview. It's halftime here at Bay. High School Defiance leading the Rockets of Bay by a score of 14-7 as we head you down to field level now and the Defiance High School marching band of class. I tell you what, they do a great job every time. And let's take a quick time out here on our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime. Before we do that, Judy Estrada, I want to say a big shout out to her, Anthony Wilder's grandma.
How awesome is that?
I believe.
Yeah.
From Braunfeld, Texas is watching tonight on
there
YouTube.
You go.
So good to have you along. More to come here at halftime. Defiance 14, Bay 7. Back with more after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome to Bay Memorial Stadium. Josh Bush, Brent Round with you here on DCTV Sports. 14-7 Defiance. As I had an opportunity earlier this week to sit down with Sean Mack from the Defiance Lions Club. I know you're a big fan of the Lions Club Halloween Parade.
Big time. I remember you used to be the MC there. I don't know. You still do that?
No, we weren't.
You know.
Something transpired there. That
You're right.
And so the Defiance Marching Band continues their performance here at halftime. We're going to take our halftime conversation as I sat down and talked with Sean Mack for the Defiance Lions Club tomorrow night's Halloween Parade. Welcome to halftime. It is playoff football here on DCTV Sports. Our halftime conversation was with Sean Mack this week as we talk Lions Club Halloween Parade. Sean, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. It's busy time of the year for a lot of different reasons, but this weekend the downtown will be bumping with all kinds of good stuff. bands, floats, all kinds of stuff for the Halloween parade.
Absolutely. We're preparing for the 77th annual Defiance Lions Club Halloween Parade.
You weren't around for the first one, right?
No, and it ran consecutively until we had to take a year pause for COVID. Sure. So, before that we had gone 74 years consecutive with the Halloween Parade.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, well, before we get into details about the Halloween Parade, obviously the Lions Club, this all started 77 years ago as a thank you to the community for the tremendous support that the Lions Club gets for site conservation.
Yeah, this is the only event that we have. Actually, this event started about 2 years after we were chartered. So it's been as long as the Lions Club have been here. But yeah, it really is. It's gone through some different things over the years. We've done food drives, different things like that. But the goal now is just a thank you to the community for all the support throughout the year. We have a couple other events, so we appreciate people supporting us on those.
Well, site conservation is the #1 goal for the Lions Club. Talk about some of the projects that the club has been involved with here locally.
Yeah, so the main thing with site conservation for us is we through the health department, people can apply, and we will help pay eye doctor bills, glasses bills, things like that. But we go beyond that. We helped donate some money to Caitlin's Cottage a few years ago for a tablet that works with the people that they have there. We've donated, heavier duty eyeglasses to people who have, really diminished sight that can help them read, see their family for the first time. So really any big eye product, anything that has to do with the eyes, we're happy to help with. And all the money that we raise, I'd say 90% of it stays in Defiance County. We obviously pay national and state level stuff too, but almost everything that we raise stays right here in Defiance County to help people who need it.
Well, this club has been around for, like you said, a long time, almost 80 years, and always looking for new members to join as well.
Absolutely. It's a great group of people. We've got, probably about 15 active members, about 25 on our roster. But, the events that people see every year between the Halloween Parade and the Turkey Trot, these can't happen without the Lions Club. So, getting some new members to come in, young members to fill in some of the slots of people who have been doing something for 20, 30 years.
We were just talking about that before we went on.
Yeah. So this is my first year as the chairman of the Halloween Parade. The last one ran it for 20 plus years, was in charge of it. And so 1 year of new. So hopefully everything runs as smoothly as normal.
So, well, speaking of the Halloween Parade, it'll all happen Saturday night, 7 o'clock. And, it's the traditional things. What are we expecting to see again this year?
Well, the roads will close at 6. Parade will start at 7. As far as I know, all of our local high school marching bands will be coming through, and some of the junior high groups. Homecoming Kings and Queens, Defiance, Tenora, Arizona, Fairview, they'll get a time through there. We've been getting a lot of phone calls about new people wanting to come out, and food vendors is a big piece this year. I've got a lot of phone calls from food vendors wanting to set up that haven't in the past. We always have a couple, but it sounds like people are more interested in having some options out there.
Food trucks have been really kind of taken off locally late, and it's been great to see.
So. And I've recommended to all of them to find a spot downtown that they can park out of the way during the day and set up all day if you want. People set up their chairs from 7 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say, that's one of my favorite things is driving through town early on Saturday morning. You're going to see chairs and blankets and all kinds of things set up real early.
I do the same thing every Saturday of the Halloween Parade. I wake up early and I hop in my truck just to drive uptown just to see where people are setting up and getting prepared for the day.
It's always a great time. Now, let's talk a little bit of logistics here. As far as lining up, and there's no fees to be in the Halloween Parade except for political.
Yep.
But talk about lining up and how that works.
Yeah, there's 2 places for people to line up. Don Miller Drive behind the old middle school is the main artery of where people come in and out. That road this year for the first time is actually going to be fully closed at noon. We've never actually officially closed it until 6 with the parade. So this year we've added closing it at noon because I want everybody to be safe and I want people to start lining up at that noon time. Sure. That's plenty of time with the parade starting at 7 to get your spot and get in.
Yeah.
But we do have a backup spot on William Street, which is right in front of Veterans Memorial Park or Laddie's Grove, for overflow. So when the parade starts, we bring both lines up and we make sure everybody gets in and moving. So those are the 2 main places that people line up to get their floats in the parade. And you're right. Political is the only thing that we charge for. The rest of it, if you get on our Facebook page, we do have a sheet for people to fill out beforehand if they want to. It gets a little crazy trying to fill out your information that day, and we got to be able to read it so we can broadcast it.
Legible is. I was on that stage a few times.
Yeah.
Legible is key.
And what happens if it's not legible?
We don't read it.
Yeah, or something gets made up.
Right. You look at you kind of look at the float and you go, oh, that's who that is.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. But make it easy because it's dark up there.
Mm-hmm. So it actually is a fillable PDF that you could type into it and print it out.
Typing, that'd be great.
Yeah.
No, again, we appreciate everything the Lions Club does. A little quick plug too. You mentioned it briefly earlier. The Turkey Trot is coming up. Thanksgiving.
Registration is open for it on Run Sign Up. This is the 26th year of the Turkey Trot, where we get 400 people every year to come down to Independence Dam State Park and start off Thanksgiving morning with a 4-mile run.
Listen, burn off the calories because you can put them back on.
Makes you feel better about eating turkey later in the day if you get your exercise in the morning. But that is actually our biggest fundraiser for site conservation. So, once again, I was talking about guys who have been doing things for a long time. Dr. Tom Sandys ran that for, I want to say it was 15 to 18 years, and I've taken over in that event, and it's so much fun. I love having everybody down there dressing up in different, outfits and bringing their dogs. It's a great event.
So you can find out more on Facebook. The Lions Club has a Facebook page. I know you guys post stuff there. There's an event for the Halloween parade. All these things are, of course, on the Facebook. Just look for the Lions Club or the Halloween parade. Sean, I want to take some thanks for you taking some time to visit with us. Wow, that was easy for me to say.
Not a problem.
So Lions Club Halloween parade, downtown Defiance, coming up Saturday at 7. We'll see you there. And we'll be back with more playoff football action next here on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Josh Bush and Brent Round with you. 14-7 Defiance here at halftime over Bay. Let's head down to field level. The Bay Rockets marching band looks like a great group out there. Let's send it down field level and get a selection from the Bay Rockets marching band. How about that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Was that the Bay Rocket? Do you think they call
so.
they call themselves the Rockettes?
I would if I was them.
I hope so. That was awesome. I like it. So, hey, we're here at halftime, our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Josh Bush and Brent Rout with you here on DCTV Sports. Good to have you along. If you're watching live on YouTube tonight, 14-7 Bulldogs. They got a pair of touchdowns in that first half. Brett Zipfel to Garrett Rodenberger, 4-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter, and Brogan Castillo, an 8-yard touchdown run. Both of those, as you mentioned earlier, fourth down touchdown
Yep.
scores. For Bay, they got a 56-yard touchdown run from their senior running back, Brendan Spellman, which put him over 1,000 yards for the year. Brent, quickly, let's take a look at a couple of statistical numbers here from that first half.
Yeah, looking at the Bay Rockets from their side, it's been heavy on the run game. You have just 5 carries in the books for Brendan Spellman, 61 yards. Rocco Hereditario has toted the ball 6 times for 13 yards. Quarterback Michael Farrell, 14 yards on 4 carries. They have 1 pass completion of 10 yards to Charles Rice. Also an interception for Michael Farrell in the first half. Only touchdown by Brendan Spellman. For Defiance on that side, ran a few more plays on offense. So 12 carries, 79 yards for Brogan Castillo. Also has the 8-yard touchdown run. Anthony Wilder, again, we called him the X Factor coming in, showing to be that again tonight. A couple good kick returns. He also has 5 carries, 35 yards. Brez Zipfel, 4 carries, 10 yards. Abel Rubio, 1 carry, 6 yards. Garrett Rodenberger with a 4-yard touchdown catch. Anthony Wilder, 2 grabs, 13 yards. If you look at Brez's numbers in total, 3 of 4 passing for 17 yards and a touchdown. Doesn't jump out, but it's been just effective enough. And the Bulldog defense has played phenomenal thus far tonight.
You mentioned plays here, Brent. In that first half, Defiance ran 26 offensive plays. At Bay down for 19 offensive plays. Now, mind you, that could be unofficial stats,
Unofficial
of course.
stats. We got plus or minus a few.
Of course, there was a couple of penalties in there. I marked those down a little bit differently probably than I should. But,
sure.
So there you go. That Defiance has definitely. But I'll tell you what, we were at halftime by, 7:45?
Yeah. I mean,
This
this game has motored into halftime. Yeah, I looked down at the watch and said, it's 7:45 or rolling into half. So when you got predominant run plays, I think we've seen 6 total pass plays today. So, I mean, and half of them have been complete. So.
Let's take a look at some playoff scores. Western Buckeye League teams. St. Mary's at half is leading Wauseon 20-0. Salina 35-0 at halftime. Bath is trailing Glenville at half 14-0. A second quarter score. Butler leads Elida 10-0. How about this? Wapakoneta 49-0.
That's
second quarter.
Walpock playing their football right there.
Van Wert a home game tonight. They're leading 20-6 in the second quarter. Those are WBL scores. From the Green Meadows Conference at halftime, Ayersville trailing Lima Central Catholic. We knew they were going to have a tough test against the Thunderbirds, 28-8, the halftime score. A close one in Antwerp, the Archers leading 6-0 last check there in the second quarter. Bluffton shutting out Paulding 35-0 in the second quarter. And Tenora trailing Bucyrus Winford. How about that? 14-7. I really gave the edge to that one.
Yeah.
To Tenora.
Same. They looked tough and looked like they had a favorable matchup, especially at home in the first round.
NWOAL, we already mentioned Wauseon. Liberty Center.
Just doing Liberty Center.
56-0. That's a second quarter score, I believe. 40-0 for Patrick Henry in the second quarter.
Wow.
Archbold at home tonight, leading Fredericktown. Second quarter, 30-0. How about Bryan trying to hang with West Holmes? They had a big road trip. That's a long, long trip. 28-14 West Holmes. Again, that one looks like it's before half as well.
Right.
Northwest Conference. Lipsick and Pandora Gilboa. We knew that was going to be a good one.
It's going to be a battle.
14-13 Lipsick at the half. That one's at Pandora Gilboa. Columbus Grove leading Lakota 29-3. Spencerville getting hammered by Edison 41-0. I knew that was going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, tough one for them.
Crestview leading Tiffin Calvert 14-0. Liberty Benton and Highland tied at 7.
There we go.
That's a
Benton, Liberty Benton. I mean, that's traditionally you see them early on in the playoffs, and they're almost locked.
That's a 5 versus 12.
Wow.
Liberty Benton a 5 and Marengo Highland.
There's could be a matchup scenario there where the matchup just fits them.
And let's see, Macomb leading Upper Scioto Valley 32-16. I think it's in your back pocket.
It's in my pocket.
And Napoleon leading at halftime over Bellevue, 21-12.
That's awesome. We're usually not fans of Napoleon, and we were all season after getting the win, and we're still going to be in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. A couple others folks tuning in here tonight. Cole Allman, dog check from Merida, Mexico.
Is that right?
That's what it says.
Hey, party it up, man.
Willie Mendoza, go Bulldogs. Becky Mossany watching from Lake Susie, Florida, says go Bulldogs.
There we go.
We got some Bulldogs fans.
Becky used to live right down the street from me growing up. Yeah. She lived on Woodhurst.
There you go. I'm glad you remember that.
You know,
it's a long time ago for you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, we're talking. I'm a man now. I'm 40.
All right, we're getting close to the second half. this is a good matchup here tonight. We knew driving over here, we talked a lot about this matchup on the drive over here, Brent. 14-7 Defiance at halftime. For Bay, I feel like if they come out here in the second half, they've got to stop putting themselves in positions that they have to throw the football because, let's be realistic here, they're just not comfortable doing it.
If you look at if you've watched this entire game like we have, it feels like Defiance is completely dominating. Yet you look at the score and it's a 1-touchdown lead with Bay getting the ball. They may be in position for Bay to be where they're comfortable and where they like to be in terms of they're controlling the clock outside of the first possession for Defiance. They've done pretty well of doing that. And, from there on, it's going to determine. We talked about it earlier. I said, is this a first one to 21 type feel? Are 3 touchdowns going to be enough? Because it feels like with the clock control on both sides, that's going to be about where the score finishes out. So 14-7, Defiance has a little leg up. If they can come out and get 2 touchdowns pretty quick, you're going to feel really good.
Well, the winner of this game, I didn't pull up the Toledo Central Catholic score. I'll see if I can find it real quick. But I gotta imagine
they're probably up.
So you're gonna try and pull that up real quick.
Yeah, I'll look.
Yeah. The winner of this game will be facing the winner of the 1 versus 16 matchup, which is the Bowling Green Bobcats, who, by the way, are without their head coach tonight.
Yeah, heard about that.
Not exactly sure what was going on over there, but they're on the road at Central Catholic, who 20th consecutive playoff appearance.
Yeah,
tonight. That says a lot right there.
It's a program, but it's a football program that they're constantly dominant in the state. And we're not talking about dominant for their league, dominant for their division. We're talking about one of the best teams in the state of Ohio.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah, I don't see an update here yet.
Let's see if we can. We'll try and track that down. But the winner of this game will have the winner of that game next Friday night. We feel like it's likely to be.
Yeah.
We don't want to take anything away. And again, and I were talking about this on the way over here. They've got, 11 guys right now of their senior class that are committed to play college at the next level.
Yeah, you had some MAC players and you had some D2 players in FCS schools, but you get half the guys that are on the field are going to be going on to play at the next level. That says so much about that team and how good they are. And they are up big.
35-7 at halftime.
There you go. So, yeah. And then that's kind of what you expect out of them early on in a 1-16. That sticks out probably like a 1-20 against a 27 or something. I mean, take nothing away from Bowling Green. You're playing a team that dominated Division I football teams this year. So, and they're playing in Division III. It's going to be a test for whoever advances in this game. But you know what? Bring on the challenge. You want to get there anyway. That's the next step. Win tonight and go in there and make a football game of that. So that's what we're going to try to do. Play a good second half and play again next week.
And that's the key for this Defiance team. They've got to close out this football game now. And for the Bulldogs, this is where you look at there's some youth on this team, as we've talked about it. You've got guys that, have been playing since they were freshmen. You got guys that are, a lot of juniors in this.
Yeah.
But you're at week number 11. Any coach will tell you you're not a sophomore anymore.
Nope.
You're not a junior anymore. You're past that point where you are.
Yeah, by the end of the season, you get that year. All of your sophomores right now are probably junior, level players in terms of they've seen that much game action. Your juniors are now seniors. So, right now, if you're Defiance, you're playing with a ton of upperclassmen out there if you include the sophomore class. So we got a nice experienced group, still young, but a team that's growing. And as the season's progressed, has had their ups and downs, but are showing great strides.
Well, good to have you along here tonight. Thanks for tuning in to our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. I want to say thanks to Sean Mack from the Lions Club who joined me on our halftime conversation here tonight. And you can catch the Lions Club. I tell you what, my favorite time with the Lions Club, and you didn't hear the interview, but have you ever driven downtown Defiance early tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, you get everybody sets of stuff up.
Yeah, I like to see how early. Now, mind you, we're going to be getting back kind of late. I don't know how early I'm going to be checking
up
out.
Stuff tonight. If not, I'm going to put your stuff out there. We'll have a good spot tomorrow.
Look at what the weather forecast is for tomorrow night. How often can you get?
Beautiful.
How often can you get that?
Like we said tonight, this is like week 3 weather. It's so good. 65 degrees.
You haven't even put your coat on yet.
Yeah, you don't get that at the end of October and up on the lake in Cleveland.
Well, we're ready for our second half here. We're getting set for our F&M Bank opening kickoff as the Bulldogs will boot it away here to start this second half. And it's a long line drive kick fielded at the 10-yard line, out across the 20 to the 30, and he'll be hit and drop there.
Tell you what.
Nice return there by Charles Rice.
It's a good return. That Rice plays a little bit of pass catcher at tight end, but runs kicks back. He's an athletic kid, and a good return. A couple good returns tonight.
So the Bay will have it first down at 10 at their own 31-yard line. Get a good shot there. That rocket in the backfield.
Yeah, that's a nice rocket. There it is right there. Yeah, saw some of the players out there earlier looking at that. You were too, I think.
Yeah, when we went out earlier. And it'll be first down. They're going to throw it on first down, and it'll be in and out of the hands as they were just trying to quick hitter. That was Charles Rice, and it'll fall incomplete. And I don't think anybody expected a first down throw.
Yeah. I think the 8 in the box look for Defiance there made a ton of sense, and you can tell they're seeing that, and they've seen Defiance, bottle up that run minus a couple plays. So they're probably at the point of, if we're going to throw 9 in the box, 8 in the box, they're going to have to at some point throw the football. But if they can start moving it that way, and we have to start playing the pass, this run game is going to take off for them. So the keys right now are just bottling up that run game, forcing them to show that they can throw the football.
8 in the box right now for the Bulldogs. On second down and 10, it'll be Spellman with it. We got a pre-snap penalty flag on this near sideline.
Offsides on us.
Looks like it's going to be,
They blow that dead?
I believe they did. That'll go against Defiance, so it'll make it second down and 5 at the 36-yard line. And I haven't seen a lot of penalties here so far in this ballgame.
No, really haven't. It's been played well on both sides, both teams. So you've had a couple each side, but overall, it's been pretty fundamentally sound game on both sides.
So second down and 5 now, much more manageable. Kind of wipes out that first down incompletion. Motion from the tight end, and they'll just run it, a direct snap to Spellman on that left side. A penalty marker comes in. He's going to cut it back across the 40. He'll have enough for the first down if the play stands. Brent, that is, we say, is in the area of holding.
Yeah, we typically see holding there.
So we'll get the white hat here to sort this one out, and it will be a, look at that, a holding call.
You know
against
what? We agree.
So that was that wildcat formation that we've seen from Bay, and I told you on the way over here I watched some highlight films on Huddle, and I saw a lot of that direct snap type of thing.
I mean, when you run the ball on average, 75 to 80% of the time, you're going to have to get creative in your schemes and how it looks, or else you're going to run into that. You get a book on you, and teams are going to throw 9 in the box and just say throw it.
So 10-yard penalty from the previous spot makes it second down and 15.
That's a big one. Interesting.
2 receivers to the right for Farrell. Steps up in the pocket. It collapses. He'll go forward, and Defiance crashes down on him. And it will be Abel Rubio.
Abel was in there. Quick pressure. Good read by the quarterback. I mean, he ran through his progressions quick and just put it down, and I think that's what you have to do if you run this type of offense where you can't hang around back there. They don't pass block very much.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple, and that may be by design. So, as soon as he was able to read quick, he just tucked it and ran and wanted to get positive yards, lived to see the next play.
But it looks like they're going to line up and go for it here. Oh, excuse me, it's only third down.
Yeah, we had the penalty in there, so yeah.
I'm thinking it was fourth down. I'm like, what?
We're
It's back to pass again. Pocket collapses. Kevin Chase, he's going to be hit as he throws, and it'll go incomplete on this near sideline. Looked like Cohen Stockman was in there for the Bulldogs and giving Chase nice job there. And, again, you can tell, Brent, when they are in obvious passing situations, they're just not comfortable with it.
You saw the quarterback break a little bit there and start to roll out, and you could immediately tell he was unsure of where to go with the football, tried to buy a little time to find something, and when he felt the heat, just got rid of the football. And that's what you got to do there. And, for Defiance, you got to love this. They get the ball to start. They hold the ball for a minute and a half. You're getting it back with a chance to start on a good spot on the field.
Wandu Evans, 10 punts.
He can kick.
And he will hit a high one.
He got underneath that one, though.
It's going to go short.
Wow.
It'll hit at the 50. It'll take a Bay hop down near the 45.
I tell you what.
44.
That worked out for him. It definitely got underneath that kick and popped it up.
Now, this is a Bay team that only averages about 7 passes a game. I believe they got to be getting close to that already here tonight, Brett.
Yeah, they've thrown the ball. We have, I believe, 5 times. 1 of 5 for 10 yards with an interception, 3 incomplete passes. So, yeah, you're right. Averaging
And a couple of
7.7
dropbacks. A couple of dropbacks
that resulted in sacks. So, yeah, I mean, you put that into play, and they're right on pace with where they're going to go. If we're going to see them throw the ball 7, 8, 9 times, it's probably about where we're going to see it.
First down and 10 for Defiance. It'll be an inside give to Castillo. He'll be pushed backwards at the line and just nowhere to go.
I love that about Brogan Castillo. Rarely, it seems like, does he get tackled.
Jack McAlee, their leading tackler, was in on the stop for Defiance, and they'll have it second and 9. They're going to give him a yard.
I think that's been 3 or 4 carries tonight where he's just – it's been the whistle that stops the play where he's just held up and doesn't go down. So good, strong running. Even for a yard, you like to see it.
Second and 9 now as Wilder comes in motion. He'll take it on the end around, and he'll turn it upfield across the 45 out near the 50. He's going to gain a couple of yards, but if you look at halftime adjustments here, you can see that the Rockets defense has figured out that Defiance is going to try to give them a little bit of a dose of their own medicine here.
For sure.
They've kind of keyed in on that here early in the second half.
Heavy running in the first half for Defiance, and they've stuck with it coming out the gate here on 2 plays. This is an interesting spot on the field when you're right at midfield and it's 3rd and 6. You could be in 2-down territory here, so the run is still a play here. I think it'd be interesting to see if they utilize Brez and his legs here.
4 receivers set for the Bulldogs. He'll roll to his left, and it's a delayed give to Abel Rubio, and it was played well by the Bay Rockets.
Read.
Billy Wilmich, Jr. for this Rockets defense will bottle him up and just know where to go. And you kind of show that look, Brent, and then it's a delayed give, and we've seen that work for Defiance.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart play there. If you're going to run the football, disguise it early as a pass play, get a couple guys to drop back, run the handoff, and maybe have a hole. So, you got nothing on that play. It's going to be at a point where you have to punt the football.
Zipfel will punt here from his 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to try and get in after this one. Snap is there.
5, yeah. A little bit of pressure.
And it'll be hits inside the 20.
All right, it'll be. You take that. Take that every time.
At the 19-yard line. So, we've had basically 2 3-and-outs here to start the second half, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, it's for both sides, predictable maybe to an extent. Being able to go out there, know both teams are going to be looking to run the football first and foremost. The defenses came out and, have been strong, forcing 3-and-outs, and a penalty for Bay hurt them a little bit. But all you've seen so far is a couple minutes drop off the clock.
So the Rockets will come out here first down and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And it'll be a
throwing it
play action pass, and Farrell will just tuck it down and go. He's going to go across the 25. Garrett Rodenberger will take him out, and you saw that I formation kind of draw that in a little bit. You see that big package, play action, and Farrell, again, you said it multiple times. He's very quick. He doesn't toy around with his reads.
It looks really good, and I mean, from the standpoint of, if your quarterback's going to have to make decisions after the ball is snapped and while it's in play, you want him to make them quickly, even if they're not always the right ones. You can get away with a little bit more if you're making decisions quick, and he just tucked it there and got 7 yards. Simple as that.
2nd and 3, it'll be
that was a direct.
Hereditario.
Yeah.
He'll have it close to the first down mark.
Looks like he's going to be just short. 34.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be
28.
Or 28, yeah. Other side. Been 32 anyway.
I'm glad you got through that in your head out loud.
Yeah, I was. While I'm chomping on cough drops and
third down and
making
1.
as much noise that has nothing to do with the broadcast as possible.
3rd and 1 here for the Bay Rockets. Big third
Almost
down for this Defiance defense, looking to do what they can here. They'll move up under center. Hereditario will take it and just to dive forward.
It makes a ton of sense with him. He's definitely feels like a short yardage guy.
They're going to give him the progress.
Yeah, he got it.
See where they... And they will give him a first down here at the 39-yard line and right at the line to gain. Rocco Hereditario.
It's amazing for Defiance if you look at total plays, and I know it's going to be skewed a little bit with some penalties in there, but they've only ran, wow, just under 20 plays. I mean, we're deep into halfway through our third quarter and just haven't seen a whole lot of action from them because it's been consistent running of the football.
And this will be a little trickeration here, and Spellman will be bottled up. He had that big 56-yard run in the first half, Brent, for the touchdown, but bottled up there nicely by the Defiance defense.
You look at 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's his first touch of the second half.
So Defiance defense read that well. And bring up a 2nd down and 12. He actually lost a couple of yards.
Always helps there.
Farrell back in the backfield now. They're switching guys in and out of that backfield so quickly.
Are.
Farrell back to pass. Pocket is there for him. He's going to tuck it down and run across the 30, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Andrew Irizarry comes up and makes the stop, and well, that's what you got to be worrisome of with Farrell back
for
there
sure.
With that quick decision. You never know. I mean, he's just going to tuck it and go.
Yeah, and again, it was the same thing. 1 or 2 progressions, immediately tuck it and go. And that's how he's able to get 4 yards. He's not looking to break off a run and take it the length of the field. He's looking to be in position. We got a hurt player here. It's going to be the quarterback, I believe.
Yep, Michael Farrell.
Yeah,
he was tackled a little bit awkwardly there. So let's take a timeout for the injured player. 5:10 to go in our third quarter. 14-7 Defiance. We're back after this on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay High School here. Josh Bush and Brent Rott with you as Michael Farrell able to get up and head off the sidelines. And
looks like they're
when your quarterback's out, you just kind of use that wildcat formation. And
they definitely have a good backup for playing if they lose their quarterback, for sure.
And it'll be a direct snap to Spellman, goes up the middle, and he'll fall forward for a couple of yards. Not much there as
get off the field. There you go.
Helmet comes off.
Hey, gotta
Joey
go.
Robinson. It's going to be 4th down here for the Rockets. 4th down and 3 at the 36-yard line.
I mean, this would be a gutsy call. Yeah, it looks like they're going to send out the punting
Evans, like you said, he's got a good leg on him.
He looked awesome in pregame kicking the football. Did have a lot of hang time, so, you like that on short punts, but not here.
Wandu Evans back for the punt, and it will be a long booming kick here for Evans, and it will be fielded in about the 30-yard line as
there we go.
Anthony Wilder will fall forward and grab that one, and almost a dangerous play there by that young man.
Yeah, it was. Going in and fielding that ball, the most important thing is obviously catching the ball, so he did that. But yeah, covered it up pretty quick.
So 1st down and 10 now for Defiance at their own 32-yard line. 4:11 to go third quarter here as they lead it by a score of 14-7. And, Brent, we've seen punt here so far.
Not a lot of action. You've seen, if you like defense, you've come to the right spot now. The second half has just been full of stops.
The last drive for Bay was the longest of this half, and that was only 6 plays.
Right.
1st down run there for Brogan Castillo. Looks like he's going to gain a couple of yards out to the 34.
Been tough sledding so far for Defiance running the football, so good adjustments made by Bay. Defiance didn't have anything gaudy in the first half, but they had a lot of 10-yard, 12-yard, 19-yard. They had a lot of lengthy runs, so they haven't been able to chunk anything together here so far in the second half.
2nd down and 8. Zipfel back to pass, looking to this near sideline, and the pocket collapses. He'll have to tuck it down. He's going to be sacked back, I think, inside the 35-yard line.
Just a coverage sack there. Good coverage by the DBs, and Brez took a little bit of time there and wasn't able to tuck it quick enough and get out of there.
Nice job there by John Vervecka, the sophomore defensive lineman, to fight off the block of the Defiance offense, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 now, all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Man, they love banging these bleachers.
They do. And it's another pass from Ziffel on a play action. Pocket collapses. He runs to his right, avoiding chase. He'll throw it, and it's going to be almost intercepted on that far sideline, as it was Jason Knapp had a paw on it, and that was close.
Good tip pass, got the mitten on there, and just knocked it down.
So it'll bring up a 4th and long here, and an obvious punting situation. Another 3 and out here for this Defiance offense.
Yeah, it's stagnant again on both sides here, but not a lot of yardage. And, you knew this game was going to come down to that clock possession and stringing first downs together. So first team to do it here in the second half may be in business.
And a low line drive kick away from the receiver, and it will roll inside the 30, inside the 25. Defiance will just let it die.
It's a beautiful
inside
kick.
the 20. And you're right, that was a really good punt. Wasn't the prettiest looking punt, but
no, result, all that mattered there. Tremendous.
So 2:41 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Bay will have their 3rd possession of this second half. They've punted, and Defiance has punted and punted.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's been a little bit more boring of a 3rd quarter, but still a 1-possession game. So I mean, every play's big here. Again, it feels like the first one to get the 3 TDs might be the team.
1st down and 10 is Farrell is back in at quarterback. He's looking left side. It'll be complete on a quick hitter across the 20-25, and it'll be hit and drop. Jason Knapp with the reception for the Rockets.
Knapp was the one target we kind of looked at as a guy we would have to watch. He seemed to be his favorite guy to throw the ball to. So already looked at him a couple times today, but first time he's been able to link up with him for a gain of 8.
Farrell came in with 37 completions. 22 of those were to Jace Knapp.
There you go.
For 405 yards and 4 touchdowns, to be exact.
Yeah. Red zone threat, maybe.
Manageable 2nd down at the 27, 2nd and 2. Direct snap looking like it's going to Spellman. He'll go right behind the that's Hereditario. And he'll be hit at the line. I don't know if he got enough for the first down.
Be real close. He definitely moved it forward. He only needed 2. It looks like he got 1.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
This is an enormous play. You're in a position on the field for, if you're Bay, where if you don't get this first down, you have to kick the football. If we're able to stack up here, we've got to feel like they're going to run the football. Stack up here and knock them short, especially if you can drive them back a little bit. You'll be in business for Defiance.
I don't see a quarterback out there, so looks like it'll be Brendan Spellman will take the direct snap.
8 in the box.
And they moved.
There you go. That's going to be 5 yards right there. Now they're going to probably have to go ahead and bring that quarterback in there.
Looked like the right guard for Bay was the guilty.
And Bay's been extremely, disciplined. They've had a couple penalties. I mean, at this stage of the year, you're going to see some every game, no matter what. But they've been really good. They haven't shot themselves in the foot a whole lot there. That was really the first big one, where you get 3rd and short. Now it's 3rd and 6. So it kind of changes up everything, and they're probably going to have to look to throw the football.
Michael Farrell, the quarterback, comes back into the huddle. And they'll break, go to the line. Clock spinning in the final minute of our 3rd quarter. And he will roll to his right. He's got a blocker out there. He's going to tuck it down and run. He will, and he'll be pursued across the 25, out near the 30. I don't think he's going to have enough for the first down.
He's real close. It looks like he's going to be a solid.
He's going to be a yard
short. Yep.
Well, that makes that penalty even bigger there because.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. They got 5 there, needed 6. 4th and 1, and clock rolling inside 20 seconds here.
You got to imagine they might be looking to go. Nope, they're going to come to the line.
They could hard count here with
14 seconds.
Yeah, you could hard count for a while here.
It'll be Spellman in the backfield. Motion man, 6 seconds to go, and they're going to snap it, and he's going to be hit. He's going to fall forward, and he's going to have the first down at the 30.
Needed 1, got 2.
And it was a very patient 2 yards. Really felt like Defiance had that one sniffed out, but
2 yards. You only needed 1.
Stuck with it and got the first down.
Yep.
Well, we played 3. We got 1 quarter to go here at Bay High School. Defiance 14, Bay 7. Fourth quarter next on DCTV Sports. Final 12 minutes in this Division III Region 10 opening round playoff game. Josh Bush and Brent Routon with you live at Bay Memorial Stadium at Bay High School on the shores of Lake. I think we're about 3 blocks from Lake Erie.
It feels like it, yeah. Very familiar
taking
with
the
this
boat
area.
home?
What's that?
You taking the boat home?
I'm going to take the boat home.
There's one land right
the
over there.
Seaway. There's one back here. It's got a lot of moss on it. I don't know where that came from. It actually has a hole in it, too, so it might work for you. I don't know if it's going to work for me.
First down and 10 as we open up the fourth quarter with the Rockets with the possession here. They've been in this possession now. It's only been 4 plays, but they've spun almost 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, it's amazing. They definitely, that's their style, and we've been able to kind of play it with them, which is nice to see. But, again, you've got time constantly rolling and not a lot of yards being picked up.
Direct snap from Spellman, and he'll go forward across the 30 before he's hit and knocked backwards. Solid gain there on first down as Anthony Wilder in there for the Bulldogs along with Cohen Stockman.
It looks like you give him about 4 there, so a nice little run to start off. And really it's been Spellman in the first half and a little bit in the second half. Farrell's been an effective runner this half a little bit, so out of the quarterback spot. So we'll see if he's back in. Nope, he is not.
Spellman with the direct snap again, and he'll go to his left behind Hereditario, and a big hit there coming in for the Bulldogs was Joey Robinson.
Yeah, Joey Robinson has been a monster tonight, guys, on the defensive side, constantly around the football.
Looks like he got about 2 yards. Third down and 5 now for the Rockets at the 35-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the ball game.
Big play here. All third downs are going to be big, but especially 3rd and 5. This is a spot where if you can stop them, we can get this ball back.
9 in the box. Farrell back to pass, and he'll be out to the right side. It'll go off the turf. He was looking for his intended target was Jackson Dunn. And see who was on coverage out there, but it'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation here as the drive will stall. Our longest drive of the second half so far at 7 plays.
And at some point, if you're the Bulldogs, you got to break something here and get a big play. I like leaning on Anthony Wilder, and you might see it here in the kick game. But also, if you can get him in some open space and he can move a little bit and make those big plays. So I'd love to see him touch the ball a little bit more.
Evans back to do the punting duties again for Bay. High kick, and it'll take a Defiance hop out towards the 40-yard line, and that's where the Defiance offense will come onto the field. With 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ball game. And let's see if this offense can get something rolling here, Brent. They've accumulated 6 plays and 2 punts so far.
Yeah, not a lot of yardage.
Nothing really to speak of here.
No, 2 yards of offense in the second half. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely have to get to a point where we can move the sticks and keep the defense on the sideline as much as we can.
It'll be Castile with it left side. It'll go across the 40 out near the 44-yard line.
And 4 yards there, staying on schedule, and that's really the first time in the second half they have, been able to go out there and at least get 3 or 4 on the first carry, put themselves into second manageable. Looks like it'll be about 3.
They moved that ball back a little bit.
Yeah, they did. It's a long 3, short 4. They went with long 3.
Second down and 7. 4 receivers set now for the Bulldogs. 3 to the near sideline, and it'll be Castile with it again up the middle and just nowhere to go. He got about 2. And you're seeing the Rockets now starting to load that box up a little bit.
They got into the locker room, no doubt, and made some adjustments on what they want to do with their run, especially running between the tackles, because we have got nothing going, and we have not been able to get to the outside at all in this half.
So a 3rd down and 5 coming for this Defiance offense is Ziff will have a 3 receiver set with one back in the backfield. It'll be a fake to Castillo, all kinds of pressure coming. He'll almost in and out of the hands of Wilder and almost intercepted.
Love the play call there. Love the quick read and look to Anthony Wilder. I think that's your play there. If Anthony makes that catch and he can make one guy miss, he's going to get a ton of yardage. So good pass play, just didn't work. A lot of pressure coming in from Bay there.
So it'll be the third 3 and out in 3 possessions here for the Bulldogs in this second half. As Ziffel back to punt once again for the Bulldogs. He'll stand at his own 30, and he'll boot that one away. It'll be fielded and quickly recovered. It was a dangerous one there for Jackson Dunn.
For sure.
Lost the handle on it, but the Rockets will have decent starting field position here at their own 33-yard line with 9:19 to go in the ball game.
And hanging with the same score from the first half, so 14-7, 9 minutes. I mean, it hasn't been exciting in terms of offense here in the second half, but it's been a defensive struggle. Defiance has been up to the task tonight, so you're still one big play away for Bay from knotting up the score. But if we can get them off the field one more time, we have a chance to have a drive to end the game.
So first down is Farrell's looking to pass. Pressure coming. He'll be flushed to his right. He'll be hit as he throws the ball.
I don't know.
And that was all.
I think we got a flag on this one.
You've got to almost have a flag.
You have to have grounding there.
He didn't even throw that close to the line of scrimmage.
No intended receiver there and nowhere close to the line. Yeah. I mean, that was about as easy as they come.
There is no tackle box in high school football, so out of the tackle box does not matter. But you've got to get that ball near
out of the tackle box there.
You've got to get the ball near the line of scrimmage or a receiver.
Yep.
And that's a loss of down penalty, so it'll back him up 5 yards from the spot of the foul, I believe. And it'll put him all the way to the 19-yard line.
That's a big one. It's going to bring up second and 24? You're usually the math guy.
Yep, second and 24.
There we go.
You got it, buddy. Second down and 24, all the way back at their 19-yard line. And, well, now you're in an obvious passing situation if you're the Bay Rockets, and we'll see what they're able to do here. They're going to throw it left side. It'll be caught out near the 30-yard line, hauled in by Robert Corbin.
Mixing it up, 3 receivers now.
Got a chunk of that yardage back out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, so get 10 yards there. I mean,
again, 14.
That ties for their longest pass completion of the game.
So we'll see what the
3rd and 14. You got to feel like this is going to be passing the football.
But you got to watch him tucking it and running.
Yep. Send 4 after him.
Defiance will put 3 down linemen, a couple of linebackers. Not much pressure going. Nope. Pocket will collapse. He'll go right side and just overshoots his intended target. He was looking for Jason Knapp on that right side and airmailed that one.
Yeah, definitely did. Again, it's a broken record here, but if you can bottle up that run and force them to throw the football, they're just going to struggle. And it's just not comfortable. They don't have a lot there in the playbook, it looks like. They do a tremendous job with that quarterback when he runs the football, but, when you're in 2nd and 24, then 3rd and 14, you can't run the ball there. You have to be throwing the football. And it's going to get our defense off the field.
Well, Go Dogs from Tina Roughton tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know that lady?
No. She's just learning how to use this whole YouTube thing.
Nice punt there from Evans. It'll hit and roll. And
whoa.
Wow.
A little bit of a...
Wilder got blindsided there. Ball rolls inside the 20-yard line.
We let that one go. Oh.
There is a penalty marker down. We'll see what this one is. It was back near the original line of scrimmage. So we'll sort this one out. It was 4th and 14, so
I was going to tack on to the end of that.
Yep, half the distance to the goal.
Wow. Tremendous punt. They got the roll, but you tack on the penalty on top of that, and we are pinned deep. 8 minutes. We have been very ineffective offensively here in the second half. So, let's see if we can get Brogan going. So far, it looks like a second half total of 11 yards. Had 147 in the first half. And I'm sorry, 6 yards in the second half.
Kind of a tale of two games.
Yeah, it really is.
Back in the 2020 when Defiance was here and that play 5, get in the playoff kind of thing.
Yep.
They had a huge second half against Bay to win that football game. Actually, the only win of the season for Defiance that year, but they really kind of just shut them out and had a huge second half. They ended up winning that football game 27-10. But it'll be first down and 10 now at the 9-yard line. Got 91 yards to go here, and then
you got to get some space here. At least 1 or 2 first downs.
And it'll be Wilder with it on first down, trying to get the edge on that left side. He'll be hit as he crosses the 10-yard line. He'll fall forward for a couple, but not much there for Anthony Wilder. A little bit of a different look there from the Defiance offense to start this drive.
Yeah, gain of 3 there. Get it to Wilder first and foremost. And, again, you're going to stick with that run here, at least to try to get a little bit of space. If you can at least pick up a first down, you can open up the playbook a little bit. There we go.
And then we get a big run from Brogan Castile. Might be the first down of the second half for Defiance.
First down of the second half, and it comes with 7.5 to go in the game. I mean, picked up 8, 9 there, needed 7, so good to see the Bulldogs there move some of that space, get that penalty yardage back at least.
Katie Groff. Brent, if you...
we know Katie.
Her and Jessica Rivera are watching from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wow.
Which is why she wasn't in the office. And
it makes some
everybody
sense.
Had to work extra this week.
I bet she doesn't have a drink in her hand.
Brogan Castillo on first down, and he'll be pushed out of bounds on that far sideline. Penalty marker coming. He was tackled out of bounds.
Yeah, that's like a late hit. Definitely looked like a late hit there.
And we got a member of the chain gang down over there too.
I did see that.
So this is probably going to be a dead ball foul. Yep.
That's a big one.
That's a 15-yarder.
That's a big penalty.
Tack that one on at the end, and it'll be a first down for Defiance. See where they put it down, but I'm going to believe that's going to be out near the 35-yard line probably.
Oh, they threw a flag on Defiance here for unsportsmanlike. You can tell. So we got a reaction there. It's the second guy to react. It typically is going to be the case. So let's see what goes on here. I mean, you can tell with the excitement from Bay that was going against us. And it was after the play.
They're going to try to sort this one out here.
So sportsmanlike, so they're going to go up to 35 and then back.
So I think it'll... So unsportsmanlike, it'll be first down, but we'll mark this one back. All right. So what has been really a clean penalty game here. We got 2.
Is that ball going to stick where it was at the 20?
Yep.
Okay.
First down and 10.
All right. Well, okay.
Reset the downs.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So they got the late hit for 15. We tacked on 15 back in the unsportsmanlike. All right.
So first down and 10 at the 20. After all said and done, we're right back where we started. And it'll be Castillo with it off left tackle again. He lowers the shoulder, falls forward across the 25 out near the 27-yard line. And a nice pickup there for Brogan Castillo.
Yeah, good hard football there, getting a couple extra yards for Brogan. And when you can get 5, again, Josh, we'll repeat it over and over again, staying on schedule. You love to see it.
6 officially.
Yeah, 6. Gave him an extra one there, so even better.
Clock continues to spin. 6:45 and rolling. Fourth quarter. 14-7 Bulldogs here. If you're joining us late, it's been a 14-7 game since about midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, it has, for a while now.
Shotgun formation for Zipfel, and Bay will show blitz. They'll back off, and Castillo will take it left tackle. He's going to be brought down by Billy Wilmich.
Wrapped up a little bit, but was able to fall forward and get 3 yards. So brings it to 3rd and 1. I mean, that's a big run. He looked like he was wrapped up right near the line of scrimmage, and when you can turn that into a 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4, you're in business here.
So let's see what the Bulldogs can dial up here on 3rd down and 1. It'll be Castillo in the backfield with Zipfel, and they'll give it to the big man up front, and he'll go forward. He's going to be
short. Ball's right there.
It's going to depend on the spot here. The side judge is walking in right about at the line to gain.
I bet they are going to mark him a football short if I had to bet on it.
And we'll see where they put it. It's going to all depend on the spot of this football. And they'll give him the
Sticks are
first
moving.
down.
There we
So
go.
first down at 10 for the Bulldogs. A huge first down there for Defiance.
Needed 4 feet instead of 3 maybe there. But got it.
By the nose of the football.
Tremendous. That may be the most important yard of the game right there.
Keeps this drive alive. Longest of the second half so far for Defiance. Coming up on their seventh play of this drive, it'll be Castillo with it again up front, and he'll go forward. It's spin move across out to the 40. He's going to push the pile forward. He's going to have another first down.
Big time run. Tough.
And a gain of 11, first down Defiance as Brogan Castillo starting to get ahead of steam here in this second half.
Yeah, finally getting some momentum going, and you look at what he's been able to do here, especially on this drive. He's been almost exclusively the ball carrier. So you get into crunch time, you get that closer out there to tie things up and hold on to that football. You could see the defenders trying to rip it out there, but he was able to continue the legs moving.
Key for the end of this game. He's got to keep a hold of that football.
Yeah, you have to. And still get 10 yards.
First down and 10 at the 41 now for Defiance, and it'll be a little misdirection. Wilder with it. He'll be hitting the backfield. He's going to get away from the tackler. Across the 45, across midfield, 45, and pushed out at the Bay 40-yard line. A big-time run there for Anthony Wilder.
And, that's that big X factor like we talked about. He makes big plays, and when he finds space, he can move quick. So big-time pickup, get on that side of the field. And now you're getting in position with that clock running inside 4.5 that it's going to start to get big time for Bay. And they're going to start considering those timeouts pretty soon here.
For Defiance, their third consecutive play that's resulted in a first down.
Yep, huge. You're right.
Two backs in the backfield now with Brez Zippel. It's a first down and 10 at the Bay 40-yard line, and it'll be the second man through. This is Wilder. He'll be hit and thrown to the ground. Billy Wilmich on the stop for the Rockets. Got about a yard, I think, out to the 39.
Protected the football, got back to the line of scrimmage, even moved it up a touch there. So, that's a good quality running. Didn't have a whole lot going on, was hitting the backfield, able to still gain a yard and hold on to that football.
Defiance not in any kind of hurry here with the clock spinning near the 3:30 mark in the ball game. A second down and 9 at the Bay 39. It'll be second man through is Wilder. Stumbles a bit, able to catch his footing, and he'll fall forward. And I believe the Rockets are going to burn a timeout here. Yes, they do. So 3:24 to go in the ball game. Defiance 14, Bay 7. It's a Kristen Stanton attorney at law timeout. Back after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Bay Memorial Stadium. Shout out to our good friend Jerry Bush down in Florida.
No relation
no
to Josh,
relation,
right?
Yep. He was very sure to point that out.
Yeah. I mean, smart man.
Well, for Defiance here, Brent, chunking off this drive could not have come at a better time. They've now run 9 plays. The drive that started back at their own 9-yard line.
Yeah.
And this has been huge. They've chunked off 5 minutes of that, almost 5 minutes of the clock. Even bigger piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, and no first downs in the second half to this point, able to string 3 together on three consecutive plays there. So it's been chewing up clock. You flip the field. If they would have went 3 and out back there, you'd have been given Bay the ball back with 7-8 minutes and a ton of field. So just rolling the clock here on 3rd and 8, see what they do.
Going to throw it now as it will be across the middle, and it will be incomplete as he was looking for Jordan Wright.
It got a little bit out in front of it there, but, you're in position there where you had to do something, try something different on 3rd and long.
So it'll be 4th down and 8. And we've seen with Brez Ziffel being the punter, you almost get a little bit of a pooch punt type of thing.
Yeah, here's going to be, if you weren't at 8 yards, perfect spot to consider a fake, but you're not going to at this stage of the game. But pooch it, try to pin it inside the 20. What are we doing?
Got a late guy coming in from the sideline.
It's just a little extra protection. Get it short.
He'll kick it. It's going to high. It'll be fielded at about the 10-yard line. It'll be hit out at the 20. And
heck of a return.
Nice
Honestly,
return
heck
there.
of a return.
Well, nothing to show for it on that drive other than the fact that Defiance chunked off 5 minutes and 6 seconds of that clock.
Eight off some clock, burned one of their timeouts. Again, a team that is not going to be able to, doesn't look very comfortable throwing the football, is probably going to be forced here in the short term to have to throw the football. And this is exactly the spot you want to be in if you're Defiance on defense. If you can force them to throw the football, you feel really good about your chances.
You just got to be very cognizant of the fact that their quarterback, Michael Farrell,
He can run.
has no qualms about,
Yep.
and he's not even out there.
Nope.
So you're going to run up with Hereditario, and
We
now
got
we
a
got
flag.
all kinds of motion, and it's an illegal substitution. I believe they broke the huddle with 12 men, so
Okay.
a lot of confusion coming out of the turnover of downs.
Yeah, we were a little confused there too. So, but yeah, they definitely don't. Do we see 6 in the game?
Ron Rutt on the sideline, not happy with
No, Coach Rutt definitely not happy.
what's going on over here. But two backs in the backfield.
Yeah.
Hereditario will take the direct snap, and he will fake the handoff to Spellman. He'll just go up the middle. He'll be hit, and he'll fall forward. A nice
Runs good.
run.
Runs good.
And I said it before, you've seen this wildcat type of direct
Yeah.
snap formation multiple times.
I mean, it seems to work. It's fairly effective. Hereditario runs the ball real well. Being a sophomore, being a younger guy, but he holds on to the football and he's able to get yardage when he needs it.
2nd and 8 now at the 24. Spellman looks like he'll take the snap this time. He's going to run to his right. He'll get a big block on that side, and he'll fall forward out near the 30. Going to be shy of the first down, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable situation for this Bay Rockets offense.
Pick up of 6 there brings up 3rd and 2, but, again, clock still rolling now down
near the 2-minute
we're
mark.
nearing 2 minutes, and, they've only moved the ball, 13 yards, but they had a penalty in there, so you're still at your own 30.
Direct snap this time to Hereditario. He's going to have the first down. He bounces off a tackler. He'll fall forward across the 35. And a first down for the Rockets at the 36-yard line as the bleacher banging continues. Clock stops momentarily
I can't hear it.
reset the sticks, but it spins now under the 2-minute mark.
I mean, at what point do we see the ball in the air? $1:45 rolling.
Farrell is checked into the ball game, so they do have a quarterback in the backfield now. Hereditario stands to his left, and they're going to throw it. All kinds
Get
of
after
pressure
him.
coming. He's going to be flushed to his left.
Ball's
It'll be
out.
hit. Ball's out.
Get that
It'll-
ball. Get that
and it'll be
football.
Defiance football.
There we go.
I think I saw a penalty marker.
Was that the ball marker?
It's the ball marker. Yep.
We're good.
Second turnover of the game, and it is a fumble caused
Huge play.
by this Defiance defense. 2 turnovers tonight, an interception and a fumble, and the Defiance Bulldogs will have it with 1:29 to go. Bay Rockets do still have 2 timeouts remaining, so they can stop it twice here.
Yeah.
Going to need a first down if you're Defiance.
Yeah, that was the Kelton Gibbs pursuit there. Got behind the quarterback carrying the football, able to strip it right out from behind him, make the biggest play for Defiance on the season. Turning the ball over down there, huge for the Bulldogs. Like you said, 1.5, 2 timeouts, so they're going to need a first down. But we're starting to see the faithful here for the Bay Village Bay taking off. The Rockets fans are bouncing.
So you said Kelton Gibbs on the pursuit
Yeah,
there.
tremendous pursuit. Stayed patient, didn't rush to try to shoestring tackle or anything like that. Let the quarterback slow down and then hit him from behind.
1st and 10 at the Bay 25-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. It'll be Abel Rubio with it. He'll go up the middle across the 20, and he'll have it. Gotta imagine this will be a timeout Bay.
Yeah.
They go inside our Stamball Jewelers red zone, and it'll be a Rockets timeout, a Kristen Stanton attorney at law timeout. We'll take it with him. We got a minute 24 to go in the ball game. 14-7 Defiance. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Bay Memorial Stadium. The Defiance fans are ecstatic after that fumble caused by the Defiance defense, and it's now 2nd down and 4 as they took over at their own 25-yard line. 1:24 to go in the ballgame. Bay down to 1 timeout, Brent, and that is huge because time is not on their side at this point.
No, definitely not with 1 timeout. $1:24, like you said, we need a first down, but 2nd and 4, we got 2 shots to get it here.
It'll be Castile with it on first down. He's going to be out close to the
Real
15.
Close. It's going to be right there. It looks like he's going to be about a half. Timeout.
And the Rockets will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It's a Kristen Stanton attorney at law timeout. We'll take it with them. Final minute 18 to go after this on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to Bay High School. Josh Bush and Brent Rott with you here. Thanks for tuning in tonight live on YouTube here at DC TV Sports. 1:18 to go in the ball game. 3rd down and 1 at the 16-yard line in our Stayball Jewelers red zone. A first down here ices this game for Defiance. As Bay is now out of timeouts. 2 backs in the backfield. It will be Abel Rubio with it. He's got the first down and more, and he'll just fall down. And
that's a ball game.
That'll be the first down that they need, and Bay Rockets will not be able to stop the clock.
Once they blow the whistle here, we can run. Looks like we'll have to take 1 knee.
So the clock will spin at the 1 minute mark. Obviously, you'll just let this go down as far as you can. You need to get to 40 seconds, essentially.
Patriot formation.
Maybe they don't have enough time. They'll take the knee at the at the 16-yard line. And can't stop the clock anymore for the Rockets. Well, for the Bulldogs, they're going to advance. I would assume looked like Toledo Central Catholic was in command over Bowling Green. So they'll advance on. 30 seconds in spinning here. 1 final knee for Brez Ziffel. And Defiance Bulldogs have moved on in what we knew was going to be a running battle here tonight. What we knew was going to be clock management, probably a low-scoring affair.
Incredible.
And that's exactly what it was here tonight. Final score from Bay High School. Defiance, your winner tonight by a final score of 14-7. Our postgame show is next here on DC TV Sports. Welcome to our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show. I am Josh Bush alongside Brent Rowden. It's a Defiance Bulldogs win here tonight by a final score of 14-7. Let's take a look at the scoring here tonight. It all happened early.
Yeah.
First quarter, it was a 4th down touchdown pass from Brez Ziffel to Garrett Rodenberger. The point after was good. Defiance took a 7-0 lead, 5:45 to go in that first quarter. The Rockets would answer on what was originally a bobbled snap by Brendan Spellman. He turns it into a 56-yard touchdown run at the 10-16 mark of the second quarter. Point after was good, tied at 7. And then our final score of the night came just over halfway through that second quarter. 5:53 to go before halftime, to be exact, as Castillo would run it in from 8 yards out. The point after was good. That gives us our final score, 14-7. We'll take a timeout here on a Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post-game show. When we come back, we'll talk stats. We've got our player of the game to get through and all that. It's more to come here on DC TV Sports. Welcome back to our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Josh Bush and Brett Mott with you here as the Bulldogs are advancing into playoffs after a 14-7 win over the Bay Rockets. Let's take a look at some of those final unofficial statistical numbers here for this ball game tonight.
Yeah, definitely unofficial, knowing how we roll on this side. But for Bay, not a whole lot to say. We got the game plan we thought we would get, but Brendan Spellman, the tailback, led them in yardage with 87 yards. Also had the big 56-yard touchdown. Rocco Hereditario had 31 yards. Took a few direct snaps in there. And then Michael Farrell, the quarterback, even with a sack, was able to get 34 yards. Passing the football, they mixed up 3 different passes to 3 different guys. Jay Snap had an 8-yard reception, Charles Rice a 10-yard, and Corbin also added 1 catch for 10 yards. Michael Farrell passing the ball tonight, a simple night, 3 of 9 passing, so right on where pace with what they do. Had 28 passing yards and threw an interception. Ironically, led all passers in this game with 28 passing yards. So for Defiance, flipping over to that side, heavily ran, the ground game was featured tonight for sure. 117 yards on 22 carries and a touchdown for Castillo. Handled the ball a lot tonight. Anthony Wilder, the X Factor, 62 yards on 10 carries, so nice 6 yards per carry average there for him. Zipfel got knocked with some knee yardage there, but he ended the night with -3 rushing, and again, that all came on taking knees there at the end. Abel Rubio added 17 yards on the ground through the air. Not the best night for Brez. He did throw a touchdown, but he was 3 of 7 passing for 17 yards. 2 of those catches went to Anthony Wilder for 13 yards. 1 touchdown catch to Garrett Rodenberger. We had a bunch of scoring early, and boy, a whole lot of defense in the second half.
It all leads up to a Defiance Bulldogs win, and it looks like they will be headed off to Toledo Central Catholic next Friday night. The Irish are up 42-7 at the end of the third quarter. That was about 9 minutes ago. So running clock in that situation.
We've seen bigger comebacks.
We have.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think so. So the Bulldogs will advance and have a tough task against them next Friday night. Let's take another time out here on our Brunswick Eye and Context Lens Center post-game show. When we come back, we'll name our Steichman Automotive Group Player of the Game, and we'll get things wrapped up here from Bay High School. That's next here on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to what is a 14-7 Defiance win over the Bay Rockets in this opening round of the Division III Region 10 playoffs here from Bay High School as we start to look for candidates for our Steichman Automotive Group Player of the Game. They'll get a nice certificate and a free pizza from Padroni's Pizza in Defiance for their efforts here tonight. Brent, let's start Bay Rockets. Obviously, that two-headed running game is definitely something that you got to contend with. Defiance did a nice job here, but give nothing to those guys. They did a nice job, and I can see why they've both been close, and now Spellman, of course, over 1,000. But coming in here tonight, you could see why those two young men were close to 1,000 yards.
Yeah, Brendan Spellman was probably their offensive player of the game with 87 yards, their lone touchdown, which was a big play on a botched snap, direct snap, too. So he played tremendously well, went over the 1,000-yard marker. Rocco Hereditario went over the 900-yard marker tonight by getting 31 yards. Both those two guys, if you can bottle them up, you're going to contend, and that's exactly what we did tonight. However, they both played pretty well. Michael Farrell, the quarterback, played well. He had some important runs in that game. He ended with 34 rushing yards. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of offense on either side, so it's all down to who made the big plays. Spellman was really that for Bay.
Let's look at Defiance. I think, we broken Castillo tonight.
Just a horse.
The numbers aren't super flashy. I mean, he had over 100 yards, but not flashy. But
no.
I'm going to tell you right now, the workhorse, the load that he took on for this team says a lot about what that kid means to this football team.
Yeah, 100%. And you look at what he did with 117 yards. It had one of the 2 touchdowns, but really carried the entire weight of the offense in the second half. And when it came down to closing time to get out there and run out a final drive, which, almost drained the entire clock out, it was Brogan leading that. Anthony Wilder played tremendous tonight. With 62 yards he had 75 of total offense with his catches. Also did well returning the ball. If you look at this team tonight and how they played, their defense was phenomenal. You look at Joey Robinson. You look at Garrett Rodenberger, who also had a touchdown catch but played great defensively. We said name after name tonight on the defensive side. But the biggest play for the Bulldogs this year so far has been that chase down tackle by Kelton Gibbs, and that was the exclamation point and what ended this game tonight.
Kelton Gibbs with that big strip sack tackle, I don't know, whatever you call it. But,
a huge play.
Kelton Gibbs, our Steckman Automotive Group player of the game. We'll set him up with the free pizza from Padroni's Pizza. And you said it, Brent, the exclamation point here tonight. Let's look at the second half. Bay, three plays and a punt. Defiance, 3 plays and a punt. Bay, 6 plays and a punt. Defiance, 3 plays and a punt. Bay, 7 plays and a punt. A couple of 3-and-outs. Defiance had their longest drive was 10 plays. That ended in a turnover, or excuse me, a pooch punt there. And then you get that last drive for Bay, and it ends with that fumble just when you thought, well, you know what, they're basically going straight Wildcat.
Yep.
And moving the football. They bring the quarterback in. He gets stripped of the football, and here we are with a 14-7 win.
When you got down to a minute and a half and you still had 70 yards to go, I mean, they were in a position where they had to throw the ball to get it down the field. And once we pinned them in that position, it was the first play, getting the rollout. Farrell, who made good reads all night and just putting the ball down and running it, was really out of that option with the clock at where it was. So the chase down tackle, just humongous. You talk about big players making big-time plays at big times, and that was Kelton Gibbs tonight.
Well, for this Bay Rockets team, they'll bow out of the playoffs and end their season at 8-3. Yep. Nothing to be ashamed of there. That's a great season for this Bay Rockets team. And I tell you, if you look across the board, they're not the youngest team, but they're not senior laden either. They've got some senior guys at some key spots, but you got a sophomore running back in Rocco Rodatario.
Yeah, he's going to be here for a while.
He looks good already as a sophomore. He's only going to get better as he gets older. And then defensively, they've got some seniors there, but they're playing some sophomores and some juniors. This is a team that I think you're going to see some good things. I mean, they've been in the playoffs every year since 2014. It tells you they're doing some good things here at Bay High School.
Yeah, and what Coach Rutt has done here, and he's just been a phenomenal coach in terms of going out there and getting them prepared to play and go on every single. They play tough conference, but then when they go out there, they win games. They win 6, 7, 8, 9 games every year, and they always end up in this position of making it to the playoffs.
And I told you on the way over here, you looked it up. I don't think you believe me, but the Cleveland Browns.
2017,
He was named the Cleveland Browns High School Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
So the NFL does that with all their teams, and I mean, it says a lot about that guy. I mean, you talk about Cleveland. There's a lot of good football teams in this area.
I mean, they're up here, but like this is where the Ohio football really is with the big time schools, St. Ed's and St. Ignatius and McKinley and Glenville and all the teams up here. But but yeah, winning that award is pretty awesome, and took the money he got from that bottom helmet, so that was pretty cool. But overall, great game for the Bulldogs. Get out there and get this win, and just move on to next week. And it's going to be a tough opponent, but you never know.
Second straight playoff appearance for Defiance. Their first time that's happened since 2000, 2001. They get a win here. Second time in third year as coach for Travis Cooper as well. But a win here. They improved to 8-3. And they will move on now to play Toledo Central Catholic. It's going to be a tough test next week against Toledo Central Catholic. But you know what? All things aside, no matter the outcome of that game, you're going to get another week of practice. You're going to get more reps in with what is a pretty young team for this Defiance side as well. And they are going to be prepared for sure to go to Toledo Central Catholic next Friday, knowing that they've got a big task ahead of them. Yeah,
they definitely do. You take the extra week of practice, and you still have a pretty young team for Defiance. So you've got some seniors that are hitting that tail end, but you have sophomores that play, juniors that play. And all of these are bonus weeks of practice and bonus days, bonus games. Everything works here for the future, and you always like that. But right now, it's Toledo Central Catholic next week. That's what they're worried about. That's the obstacle in the way, and it's going to be tough. But if anybody's going to have them prepared to play our game, it's going to be Coach Cooper.
I want to say a big thanks to our production team who was here. They left Defiance at around noon today. Got over here, got everything set up for us, and that includes Tim and Will and John, who's also our tech director, and we've got our producer Alex and our director Jeff over here. all did a tremendous job, and I'm telling you, this is a wonderful place over here as well.
Yeah, these guys are.
I want to say a big thanks to Matt Spellman and all of his crew here. They
Awesome.
welcomed us with open arms.
Awesome.
We talked on the phone throughout the week. We emailed back and forth, and basically, whatever you guys need, they were here to help us out with, and we certainly appreciate that. So big thanks to everybody here at Bay High School for the hospitality tonight. Bulldogs a winner, though. They're going to move on in the playoffs. They knock off Bay tonight by a final score of 14-7. For Brent Routon, this is Josh Bush saying good night from Bay High School. Bulldogs a winner, moving on in the playoffs. You've been watching it live right here on DC TV Sports. Have a good weekend, everybody.